Unfortunately for Melbourne, there is time.
Well, then, there it is. Schwartz was wonderful to Leoncelli. Leoncelli's going to kick it. He's done it. Tremendous stuff.
Leoncelli sealing the game when they clashed in round 1 earlier this season, and here they are today at the MCG in cool, overcast conditions. The Demons coming out onto the ground, led by David Neitz. Such a disappointing season for last year's grand finalists. Can they turn it around today against their opposition, the Adelaide Crows, who, like Melbourne, know what it's like to taste September action? And a man who also knows what it's like to taste September action. We turn the clock back to 1990, but it's a memorable year. Tony Shaw, welcome, Tony.
Sandy, how are you?
I'm well, and I'm sure that Neil Danaher will be looking for something almost exactly the opposite to what we saw last week as far as his side was concerned.
It's going to be interesting to see how they play, because with the pressure off, do they come out and just have that free-flowing play that we know they did have last year, or do they go back in their shells and say, well, the season's over, let's just throw it in? Very interesting for the Melbourne Football Club.
He was a shattered man after last week's loss.
No, I wasn't happy with the desperation in the first half, and it was really disappointing. Our ability to get our hands on the footy in the crunch was really disappointing, really disappointing. So, you know, we took a step forward last week, and now we're taking a step backwards.
41 points was the eventual margin against the Tigers last week. The axe didn't fall, though. They've made a couple of changes. Let's have a look at the Melbourne lineup that's going to take on the Adelaide Crows this afternoon.
Well, I've underlined David Neitz there, Sandy. He played on Matthew Richardson in defence last week. I think he's a natural forward. I like to see him go forward. He has kicked multiple goals, 4, 5, 6, so they need him up forward. And Shane Woden, well, it's the Brownlow medal curse, isn't it, at the moment? Hasn't played well. Maybe he goes into a defensive role, could take Rashudo on ball, or he might even take Jarman. There's David Neitz there. He just lost Matthew Richardson. I think he's a bit of a ball watcher, and that suits being a forward. You can then be proactive instead of reactive.
Another one we're going to look forward to seeing. He's had a marvellous year and would probably be leading there. Best and fairest is Adam Uze.
Yeah, half-back or midfield, he just used the ball so well. He sets up a lot of their drives from the half-back line and in the middle of the ground. Been a great player for him this year. Would be leading the best and fairest, I'd say.
And a young man who's a focal point up forward, Brad Green. He's booted 29 goals this season, who will be looking to add to that today. Well, let's talk about their opposition, the Adelaide Crows. And if you have a look at this graphic, it's interesting to look at their performance and how it has waned at Football Park over the years. The heady days of 97 and 98 are gone, and their winning percentage this year is down to 44%. You might ask, why are we showing you that? It's because of what lies ahead for the Adelaide Crows. Simply, if they're going to play in finals, they must win, and it's a tough call.
Oh, it is. Port Adelaide at home. They've got 3 games at home. Fremantle's they will win that game. They must win here today because it is a hard run. There's no doubt about that.
And one of the key players, as far as the Crows are concerned, and I know you're a rat for him, is the high flyer in Brett Burton. If he fires, well, the Adelaide Crows could fire.
Well, they struggle to kick enough goals. If Darren Jarman doesn't kick enough goals, they struggle to kick a winning score. Burton, I just hope that we're here again, Sandy, when he takes mark of the day. He does it week in, week out. Look at the brace on his knee. He's gone through a lot of pain this year in injury-wise. I think he's only played 6 games, but he can set it alight, and he's a very good player.
There is, we've said, just a handful of games this year, so he'll be keen for a big run home and hopefully a finals berth. And the strapping on that left leg, quite extraordinary. Speaking of targets up forward, as we have been, Ian Perry has been an absolute bonus this season.
Well, he's taken on a lot of responsibility. As I said, they don't kick big scores, but he's been a highlight for him across half forward, and also always gives him a target and is good at ground level.
Darren Jarman, what do you think will happen to D. Jarman today? Who would you suggest could get him?
Well, look, it's interesting. It could be Woden. That's one from left field, so we'll just have to see what happens there, but it could be also Walsh.
Let's have a look at the lineup. Now, there are a couple of changes here. They made only one change on Thursday night, but they've been forced to make another. You'll notice that Peter Vardy is out of the lineup, and coming in is number 11 in Doughty.
Well, Andrew McLeod, I'd say Ward would get him. He did a good job on him earlier in the year. Simon Goodman, he's had a great year, Sandy, all-Australian midfielder. And there's Nigel Smart. I think he needs to lift. I don't know whether he'll play next year, but if he does, playing across halfback or even going in as a ruck rover, gives him a lot of run. 32
years of age. Yes, this could be his final year. We'll have to wait and see. As I said, it's an overcast day here in Melbourne. Crucial game for the Adelaide Crows. They must win. The Demons, well, pride is at stake. As we take a break from the MCG, we'll be back with the first quarter in just a moment.
At these prices, don't miss being a part of the action at Repco.
New Valvoline Engine Armour. 5 litre premium oil for superior engine protection, $25.95. Karcher. High pressure washer with trolley and dirt plaster, $389. Turtle Car Care. Liquid wax, $16.95. Rapid dry wash and wax, $10.95. Projector. Portable jump starter and power pack, $149.
At Repco, we know what it is, we know where it goes.
G'day, Larry.
Hey, morning, Larry.
Mitre 10 understands that getting the right advice when and where you need it can save you a lot more than money.
I'll tell you when it's level. I'll hold it.
That's why we've introduced the Mitre 10 advice line, 136310.
All right, so, yeah, we can fix it.
So now you can call any day and get expert on-the-job solutions that will save you time, money, and even face.
I'm going to have to chisel a bit off the other one.
Every cigarette is doing you damage. Every time you inhale, tobacco smoke condenses in your lungs to form tar. This is a healthy lung. And this is the amount of tar a pack-a-day smoker breathes in every year. Every cigarette is doing you damage.
The creator of a new breed of lawyers is about to introduce you to a new breed of teachers.
Miss Suter, you finished number 1 on the poll. What poll? Which teacher the male students want to sleep with most? Oh, how nice. You were 7th. 7th?
And students.
Don't screw with me.
Then maybe you shouldn't have screwed with me.
Just like the practice, these faces you will get to know and love. Emmy Award winner David E. Kelly's Boston Public premieres in a movie-length special Monday.
Welcome back to the MCG. Nice to welcome to our telecast a man who's tasted success at the highest level on both sides of the border. Tony McGuinness. Welcome, Tony.
Good afternoon, Sandy. Good afternoon, everyone.
And a crucial game, as you know, for the Adelaide Crows. What's the feeling in South Australia?
Look, Sandy, it was a disappointing loss last week. It was a home game. They would have been expecting to win it, and a poor second half. So a final stake up for grabs today.
Also nice to welcome down on the boundary line a man who penciled in this game weeks ago. He said, I want to be here for this. Dipper, welcome.
Thank you very much, Ed. I'm so glad I am here for this. And look, overcast day, very windy down here, as you'd expect. But also, Tony Shaw, North Smith Meadows, you're spot on, mate. Waiwan is picking up Jarman, and Brett Burton is starting on the bench for the Crows. We'll catch up throughout the day, boys. Quite inexplicable to see Burton starting on the bench after he's come back. Here's McLeod out of the middle after Melbourne won the toss. They're kicking to the left, but it is Jarman who has the football 35 metres out directly in front for the Adelaide Crows.
Well, 25 seconds into the game, a great start. They are the best side at clearances also around the ground, Sandy. Adelaide, which is an amazing stat when you see that where they are on the ladder. But there's the man, McLeod to Jarman. We've heard that a few times over the past. And just where Woden followed him to the contest, he might have to play in front of Jarman.
Kicking for his 370th career goal. Usually deadly in front, and this is no exception. A great start for the Crows.
Well, Shane Woden lining up on Darren Jarman. Darren Jarman would be expected to kick 5 to 6 goals for the Crows to win the game, and it's an interesting move. You would have thought Woden would line up in the midfield and let him play with an attacking flair game. He's going to have to play tight on Jarman. He's such a dangerous player, and the Crows do look for him all the time. Also, Andrew McLeod and Simon Goodwin also have been the best two in the competition, getting the ball into the 50, and there's another one to Andrew McLeod.
A fast start for the Adelaide Crows, courtesy of Jarman, McLeod and co out of the middle. Let's see if they can do it again. It's McLeod. Body over the ball, was ripped off. It could have almost been free kick. Leoncelli can't get out. Goes again, goes to ground. Uze there as well. Jeff White is bustled out of the way. They're pushing it down towards the half-forward line, the Crows. An opportunity now through Scotty Welch. He looks towards goal. Got another one! 2 in 60 seconds. Scotty Welch back into the lineup this week, and he's kicked his 90th goal in his 70-game career.
Made a great start for Welch as well, Sandy. He's been playing extremely well in the SANFL back in Adelaide. He's a goal kicker and can make a real impact up in the forward line, and that's a great start for him.
Good play by Clark on ground level there to Bickley, and a very quick handball. Welch, it's interesting that he hasn't played a lot of games each year.
Well, it's been one-way traffic so far, all to the right of screen. Can Jeff White turn it around in the middle? He clashes again with Clark. Clark wins it down there, exciting out of the centre. McLeod gives the hand pass away. The kick was partly smothered. Melbourne may at last get a chance to go up to the half-forward line. An excellent tackle on Wheatley. He loses the football. At the back of the pack is Peter Walsh, but there's been a whistle. A shove, and it will go the way of the Demons, to be taken by Daniel Ward. Hasn't missed a game this year, Ward. Gets it off quickly towards Walsh. He looks up towards half forward, just a short little chip. It's going to be okay, though. Adam Uze just flicking it back to his teammate there in Cameron Bruce. 3 goals against the Tigers last week, Bruce. But they're a little shell-shocked with this 2-goal burst. There's Woden.
Great running from full back there. Jarman's on the other side of the ground, picking up, I think it's Walsh.
Yep.
And Woden, he ran twice when his teammate had possession there. Have a shot on goal, make him pay.
He's not confident. He's looking for an option. Still looking. He wants it. And he's backpedaled to Jeff White, who's 75 out. White is called to play on, almost smothered. He short passes in towards the half-forward line, and Schwartz takes an excellent one-hander.
Well, Woden's brief is pretty clear, I think. I mean, he's going to have to watch Jarman closely, but at every opportunity when Melbourne rebound off their half-back line, he's just going to go. And that's a great piece of courageous running. Just the type of play that might get him back in form. He's had a disappointing year after a fantastic year last season. Schwartz lining up for goal. He's going to be an important player today.
Dipper, as he lines up, can we just confirm the breeze? Is it swirling down there, or does it favour the Crows?
Yeah, very much so, Sandy, favouring the Crows. And we see Swatter just kick across the goals down there. And it's about a 2-goal breeze.
Thank you, Dipper. Just the one behind then. First score of the day to the Demons. Vern Shirley. Brett Burton, does that surprise you to see him starting on the bench, Tony McGuinness?
Well, he struggled last week, Sandy, after missing a long time, so yes, does surprise me.
McLeod just whipping it up towards centre wing, taken by Clark. The big man plays on. He heads towards the 50 and down towards the half-forward line once again. Welch has been impressive early on. He's already kicked 1 goal. The lead is on. Jarman is his target, and he's got him again. Just experience telling for Jarman as he used the body in front of Woden.
Well, he's going to need a lot of help, Shane Woden there, Tony. Just people getting back into the spot, because body on body, he can do it to Ruckman, Sandy. He's that strong, and he reads the ball that well. We can see a lot of players around him. Welch has had a lot of the ball early. He gets back, and you knew Jarman was going to this spot, but, gee, some of the Melbourne players had to push back harder there to help him out.
Jarman for his 2nd, and the Crows 3rd. He's got it.
Is there nothing a mother wouldn't do for her child?
I want to go home.
Her past has come back.
Your wife used to be an IRA bomb maker. We want you to build us a bomb.
She must choose between her daughter's life and bombing a whole city.
Please come and get me.
What am I going to do?
The nerve-shattering movie first.
We have to move in now. You can give my daughter 1 lousy minute, please.
Is there nothing a mother wouldn't do for her child?
The Bomb Maker premieres Sunday on 7.
It's a 17-point margin to the Crows. Jarman has 2 of those 3 goals. Back in the middle once again with Jeff White and Clark. Neither gets a decisive tap. It's socket out of the ground down towards the half-forward line. An excellent pick-up, however, by the Crows, and they're able to clear wide to the outer side. It's all one-way traffic at the moment. Look at this. Away goes Goodwin. Away go the Crows. Here comes Jarman. Couldn't Woden take the mark. Woden is there with him. The hand pass comes out to Walsh. Walsh another one towards Nicholson. He's under the pump. Tries to get the hand pass clear. Loses it, however. This is Doughty, the man who came into the line up late. Doughty's hand pass a little questionable. Going across the face of goal. They look sloppy, Melbourne, at the moment. White's hand pass. Oh, he put his teammate under all sorts of pressure. That was Ward. This is Schwartz. Schwartz kicks up towards the half-forward line. Green was a target. Palmer's there as well. Neither able to take it. Green applies the tackle. It's a good one on Hart. They get another chance through. Robertson tries to get the hand pass away. Back it comes to Robertson again. He loses it. Applies a good tackle. A cry of ball from the Melbourne supporters. Melbourne absolutely desperate. Claimed as Nathan Brown. He's gang tackled to the ground and will have a bounce.
Great call, Sandy. A lot of pressure in there. Nigel Smart has gone to Jeff Farmer. Andrew Lee and Charlie being picked up by Mark Bickley, and Daniel Ward, as we said before the game, is on Andrew McLeod.
The 32-year-old Nigel Smart, now 222 games under his belt. A chance for the Demons in their attacking zone. Short little chip kick. Well, it went nowhere. That was from Bassett. Still in the danger zone, picked up by Jeff White from a standing start. He pumps it high and long, and it's just over the line for another behind.
In the fact that Jeff White had the ball then, it was 55 metres out, had a shot for goal, and before he was on the mark and tried to pass the ball. Got a bit of confidence with the kick-in.
Here's Hart. Well, speaking of confidence with the kick-ins, that certainly didn't happen. 16 points is the margin. Short pass is on again, and again, chopped off by Nathan Bassett. Bassett gets the hand pass away. The Crows go wide to the outer side. They've got the numbers running. It's going to be interesting to see how Perry fares today. I'm looking forward to seeing him. He's been very good in recent weeks. Nicholson gets taken to ground, picked up, and the quick hand passes wide. An excellent tackle by Phoebe. The ball spills free. Crows still got it in their attacking zone. Working hard once again was James McDonald. Can't get it clear. Finally, it's Woden on the end of the hand pass. Woden comes towards half-back. Bouncing ball is okay for the D's, and they've got Schwartz inboard. The hand pass, well, it came from Nathan Brown. Schwartz is away. He's got the lead inside 50. There's holding on in both camps. Bassett marks at the back and is allowed to take it. He's got McLeod wide, and Nigel Smart breaks also. Not fast enough. Prosciutto is wide also, and too is Doughty. Doughty will pick it up on centre wing if he can keep it in play. He can, and he chips towards half forward, and the mark is taken by Perry.
Both sides finding a lot of space, Sandy. Really hard running football at the moment. A pretty offensive game, and that's the way they've lined up in the midfield.
Well, it's good to see that style, isn't it, too? Stevens has the ball.
Bickley started well, Sandy. He's had 6 possessions. They've thrown him in the midfield. A slightly different structure in the middle for the Crows. Bickley, Edwards and McLeod have gone in the middle. Goodwin is playing off a half-back flank, and it looks like Prosciutto's playing off a wing. So Goodwin and Prosciutto, the two leaders of the side, playing outside the centre square.
David Schwartz had Ward on when he came forward that last time, 30 yards clear, and he kicked the ball long. Sometimes you just got to drop your vision a little bit.
Stevens from 51 metres. He hasn't missed a game this year. Oh, and he's kicked a beauty. He's kicked number 4 for the Crows. Mighty start by the Adelaide Crows. Gary Ayres in the coach's box. Sees the big men go at it again. Clark and White down towards Welsh. His opponent there was Paul Wheatley. Free kick in the middle, and it's Ward who gets the hand pass away. Down towards the 50, down towards Robertson. Hart is the effective spoiler. Got the thump from behind and pushed it some 15 or so metres. Picked up by Stengline. Off to McLeod. Can he get free? Breaks the tackle. Goes on to the left foot. He's an excitement machine to watch. Kicks them inside 50 once again. Little flick over the back to Welsh. Was a beautiful little flick. Welsh passes to Jarman. By gee, they're looking good at the moment.
That was great play. Was that Perry then, I think, who hit that over the top? Very smart football nous there. You can see the ball bounces. He knew he was there. It was something without a basketball. And Welsh has been very good across half forward, Tony.
Yeah, the structure is pretty clear, Shorey. They're going to play their players, their half-forward line right up the ground. They've got their best players around the ball, with Shudo McLeod changing off a wing, just creating space for Jarman.
Jarman for number 3, Melbourne making the first change. He misses. Coming onto the ground is Anthony McDonald.
I mean, they really just have to weather the storm here, Melbourne. Hold possession of the football, just wait for the opportunities to open up across half-back line and in the middle of the ground, and just work the ball, because the Crows are just on fire at the moment, just creating so many opportunities going forward.
There you could see that change. Williams is off and Anthony McDonald on. Ward gets clear, Neats away, spears it in towards the forward pocket. That's better, and an excellent mark taken by Green.
Well, we spoke about him before the game, didn't we, Sandy? I like to see him on the ground all the time. Yeah. Neats coming through the wing, good running from the kick out. And Green, very talented player, spends a lot of time on the bench. I think he should be left on the ground because he only needs 3 or 4 kicks because he converts so well.
He was 19th in the draft a couple of years ago. One of those sportsmen who's had to make a choice. Highly talented in many areas, but he's just pushed that. In fact, he's pushed it a fair way. It slammed into the back of the behind post, and so we've got to throw in.
Well, that's confidence, isn't it? I've seen him kick through the ball. He jabbed at that, and I just can't believe. You can see a lot of the Melbourne players are just flat at the moment. There's Neil Danaher, be very worried with this onslaught. I agree with Tony McGuinness, just got to stop it now and even up the quarter.
23 points. Schwartz thought about trying to pluck it out here, then tried to push down towards Phoebe, who was forced to defend, as you can see there with Leoncelli, because Rashudo had the football at the bottom of the pack.
The inside 50s are 5 each at this stage of the game, and the Crows just able to make their opportunities work when they get the ball inside 50, primarily through Jarman's presence up there. Melbourne unable to.
From the throw in, Schwartz, the Ox trying to do all the heavy work. Smart is a solid tackler, so too is Hart. Phoebe going nowhere. One
of the areas, Sandy, last week the Crows really let themselves down was their numbers around the footy. They just, in the dispute contests and the stoppages, they weren't getting in front at stoppages. And in dispute contests, 50-50s, they weren't getting enough plays with the ball. They're certainly doing that today.
It's interesting to note this is only Adelaide's second visit to the MCG this year. You might remember their first visit was against the Tigers, and they swamped them in the second half.
Well, it's interesting. The feeling out of Adelaide amongst the boys is they're quite comfortable coming to Melbourne. They've had a couple of great wins at Colonial, at Optus Oval, and they look very confident playing here. A lot of premiership players here would have great memories of playing at the MCG.
So they've had a couple of great wins at the MCG over the years. However, Phoebe tries to pluck it out of there, gets claimed by Rashudo, gives it to the Wizard. Around he goes, Jeffrey Palmer, but doesn't quite produce the goods.
What a matchup. Nigel Smart, Tony, 6'3".
Well, what a contrast. Last week he's played on goods. You know, 6'3",
against 6'4".
Plays tall today on Farmer.
He's got the speed.
Well, it's the sort of challenge he probably needs at this stage of his career as well. Mix it up, make him work hard.
Here's Hart coming back into play and coming wide. Crows have got the numbers and they should be able to clear. From half-back down towards centre wing. Clean bowls the lot. Maybe the door will open here for Nathan Brown. Picks it up now on half-back, but it's well smothered and taken over the line. The Crows are able to lock it up, and a pat on the head for Ian Perry. He was the one who smothered it and kept it in the zone. White, Clark, White with the right hand. McDonald couldn't get it out. It's left to Phoebe, who gets the hand pass wide towards centre wing. The Ox is made to work. He tries to soccer off the ground, gains 15 metres, and we've got to throw in just in the attacking zone for the Demons. Don't forget all your AFL news can be found on our website. Do what millions do and log on to i7sport.com.au. Schwartz doing the ruck work. Smash down in front, a chance for the Crows. It's wide. And only as far as Adam Uze. Uze across the ground. The half-back finds Paul Wheatley. He goes even wider. Woden has absolute hectares. Runs his full distance.
This is where they fall down.
He's just about gone. He's got nothing. He had absolutely nothing. And you could hear Tony Shaw
So this is where they fall down in all sorts of bother, as Peter Walsh. And, well, you've summed it up, Tone.
Well, they come off half-back. He's got plenty of time. I was watching David Swartz. He has to beeline, if he's going to be the key position forward, to get across and give him a target. Even Brad Green. That's why I think David Neitz should always play in the forward line. He runs at the ball carrier very well.
Up towards left half forward once again. Strong mark taken by Dowdy. He's made a good start.
Three attacking players, Neitz, Uze and Woden in the back line at the moment.
Yeah, all in defence.
Doughty passing up towards half forward. Well, players like Welsh and Jarman have been doing so well. Clark flew a little early, but it matters not, because here's one of the players I was just talking about in Scott Welsh. What a start for him, Tony.
Yes, Eddie. As we said earlier, he's had a disappointing season, but his form in the SNFL has been great, and he's a real impact player inside 50. Dipper's point's great. There are three prime movers, not only in the back half of the ground, but on the fullback. Hewitt's just pushing back to the goal square, taking Neitz back with him. It's going to be hard to get run from there.
I tell you what, this is going to be a hard lead to peg back. He's kicked that. He's got it.
Having a new car warranty means what goes gets fixed. But you have to go back to the dealer for servicing, or your warranty goes. Right? Wrong. UltraTune can service your new car from day one, and your warranty keeps running as smoothly as your car. UltraTune, in tune with you and your new car, and your warranty at 15 RAA-endorsed locations.
2 goals to Scotty Welsh. Interesting, isn't it? You look at the centre breaks. Clark beaten this time. Doesn't take it out of the middle. That was left to Goodwin. Got a short kick towards the half-forward line. They are right on the back foot at the moment. The Demons, they've got it down to Schwartz. He tried to use the body. He had to beat a couple. He was being held behind play. Didn't get a free kick. They were able to play on, however, and Cameron Bruce goes for goal and breaks the drought and the run.
Hello, Sip and Save. Can you just see if there's a blue Barina out the front, please? Thanks. No? Okay. That's Sip and Save. There wouldn't be a blue Barina out the front, would there? Hello, Sip and Save.
27th goal this year for Cameron Bruce. 3 goals he kicked last week against the Tigers. That makes it 49 in his brief career now. Will that lift them? Out of the middle. Oh, here's Welsh again. He's playing an absolute blinder. Goes to the outer side of the ground. He's got Kane Johnson. Johnson looks inside 50. Poorly directed kick, however. And the Demons are able to chop it off. 9 plays 31. If you've just joined us, Woden gets crunched. Not going to be paid. Plays on, back to Woden again. He's caught. Just can't seem to get the confident game going at the moment. Uze is tackled high, says the umpire. He'll get a free kick on half-back.
Sandy, Tyson Stengline has just thrown himself at the ball twice there. Real hard footy by the young pro.
Here's Leoncelli up towards Schwartz again. Stevens is the spoiler from behind. Look at the roving work of Green. He's missed again. And again going across the face and taking it wide to the right.
Well, I've mozzed him, Sandy. 2 goals that he'd normally kick, even though that one was quite hard. He's a very good converter.
They've had their chances, Melbourne, haven't they? I mean, their inside 50 entries are outweighing the Crows.
Yep.
They're just not able to convert, and it's that scoreboard pressure. I mean, just trying to get some momentum and make it pay on the scoreboard.
Hart, straight down the middle.
I mean, I guess that's a positive thing for Neil Danaher, is that they are winning plenty of the football. Just have to make it pay.
Here's Stengline again. As Tony said, a couple of very, very good tackles. Bickley's had a good start to the game too, picking up a ton of possessions in the middle. And here's Perry. He's 55 metres out. He's gone for the doctor. In towards the pocket, and just going for that bit of extra distance to way to the right.
To Woden in the back.
Got a shove. So Shane Woden going to have to go back and kick between the behind post and the goal post. Take that line.
And Troy Simmer's about to come on for the D. It'll be interesting to see if Jeff White comes up. I think he's done pretty well in the centre. So we'll see what happens there.
Yeah, Simmons just warming up on the sidelines, Dipper. Woden towards half-back. Clark and White are both there. White got a hand on it. Goodwin over the top of the pack. No one able to rip it out. Finally, it does come towards the half-back line. Trying to keep it in play was Gallagher. He's at the bottom of that pack. James Gallagher can't go anywhere. Now it does to Bickley. Bickley to McLeod's exciting football. What can he do? The lead is on in towards Jarman. Woden smashes clear. Pushes towards the line. Jarman's first to recover. He's 52 metres out. Wants to go short. Does go short. And the mark taken by Goodwin, is it? Just outside 50.
Well, that was great play by Goodwin because he was over the other side on the 50. As we can see, Woden here, good to get the hands in, lost his feet, and Jarman here just poised under pressure. But Goodwin's run from the other side of the ground to get this mark. It just shows his work ethic, and that's why he was an All-Australian.
Yeah, he's had a couple of very good years, hasn't he?
And Troy Simmons on for the D's and White off.
Thanks, Dipper. Goodwin from 53 metres will struggle for the distance and marked on the very last line of defence by David Neitz. Can go short to Woden. He's in the pocket. Woden, another one. They chip it towards half-back. McDonald wanted to go back to Woden. Now swings onto the left foot. This is Anthony McDonald towards centre wing, and Hart takes a good mark.
There it is again, Sandy. He was confused, didn't know where to kick the ball from out of the defence.
Welch is a target. Got one hand to it. Leoncelli's hand pass is good. They're away towards the middle and the Wizard. He's a long way from home, Jeffrey Farmer. But he loves taking on the opposition and he loves to go. He goes wide, up towards the 50. Oh, the marker's dropped. Should have been taken. Robertson was beautifully smothered. Taken towards the line. Well played by Hart. An excellent smother on Robertson, and the teammates of Hart coming over to congratulate the 218-game veteran.
Well, he's a general back there, no doubt about that at all. He's just a terrific player, steadies their back line and provides great run as well.
Schwartz going for a roundhouse right. He's got to go again. Tried to slap it clear. Hand pass into the open spaces. Rashudo came in late, so too did McLeod. Deezer got the numbers here. Can they produce something? The pass goes straight across the face of goal. Dashing out to meet it now, but still outside 50. This is Troy Simmons. What can he do? Gives it to Green. He's gone further afield. Green goes in towards the pocket. This will be spoiled. Pushed down towards the boundary line. Can't get their options going. Leoncelli tries to get it to McDonald. McDonald wanted Farmer. It was too wide. And Tony, you're saying it all, both of you, with a little nod of the head.
Well, you've got to go direct to give your forwards an idea of where you're going to kick the ball. The handball at times, just too much overuse of the ball.
Hart has it locked up.
I mean, Melbourne are working the ball fine up to the centre square line across the ground, and then it gets there and it either stops dead, the player who's got the ball just basically stops dead and waits for something to open up. And I guess the reason they're not pushing forward is because they're not sure where to kick it. I mean, they're just not presenting themselves as Melbourne forwards. They've got the players up there that can do it.
Johnny Harvey telling Schwartz and Clark to get away. I want to bounce the ball.
Well, they can get to where they are now, and that's virtually to the 50. Goodwin. Wide, Doughty. Have to be quick. He is. Doughty's kick up towards half forward. Neitz couldn't take it. Oh, they've got Kane Johnson running wide if they can find him. Instead, they go the other way towards Welsh and Smart. Couldn't pick it up. It was a delightful little pickup by Nathan Brown. Still in the danger zone, however, and Doughty and Gallagher. And Gallagher it is who sees it to the line with Adam Uze.
I mean, the concern here for Melbourne is that they're controlling the ball in general field play, but again, not able to make it pay on the scoreboard. The Crows get a goal here and it could really blow out.
Smart trying to flick it over the back. Phoebe's well spoiled. Goodwin's hand pass is okay, taken by Kane Johnson. Probably had more time than he thought. And Nicholson took the mark. Now he's got Woden breaking away from Jarman on the outer side. He spears a worm-burning pass in towards the centre of the ground. Again, the Crows were able to chop it up. Nigel Smart with a penetrating hand pass gives it to Jarman. Jarman goes back to Johnson. He goes wide to McLeod. He's outside 50. Woden trying to sneak a couple of metres. So he comes back to Kane Johnson. He's 60 out.
Jarman.
Oh, the player's loose there. That was very poor. Jarman just turns around and casually has a look. What lies in front of him, and that's what lies ahead of him.
It's good play by McLeod and Johnson. Melbourne had flooded back hard, had most of their players inside the Crows' 50-metre area, and they just sat and held a position, just waited for something to open up, and Jarman's position opened up inside 50.
Ben Marsh coming onto the ground as Jarman from 52 metres. Oh. He's done it again. He has done it again. Number 3.
On Today Tonight, Adelaide's broke mortgage broker.
Lying, cheating, deceitful.
Bankrupt, but still doing business.
What's it got to do with anything?
Charging thousands for bad advice.
This works on unemployment benefits.
Even his charity checks bounce. Plus, a true confession.
I con people and I rip them off.
A clairvoyant granny admits pawning her friend's jewellery.
Very soft.
And blowing it on the pokies. And the miracle cleaner. Tests show it cuts cleaning in half.
Very effective.
Next week.
Jarman already with a hat-trick. 6-1, plays 1-4. It's a 27-point break to the Adelaide Crows. They're looking good at the moment. Melbourne, on the other hand, looking somewhat confused. They've got to go long. This is Phoebe. Takes it away from Cameron Bruce, goes down to the half-forward line. Farmer a long way out. Fascinating matchup, isn't it? He takes on Nigel Smart.
Oh, clever. Farmer's gone down behind play.
Down, but he got up holding his face, agreeing that we are watching at the moment with the footy. Farmer's up, but he's having a little bit to say and holding that left eye. Might be able to see something here.
Oh, there wasn't a lot in that.
So he gave it off. And a kick after the siren now for the Demons. They're down by 27 points at the moment.
I'm not saying a thing, Sandy. It's Brad Green again.
He's had 2 shots at goal. He's missed twice. Here he goes. This time he's on the other side of the ground. It's good for a left footer. What did I say? It might have been a good position for a left footer, but he's got 3 behinds for the quarter. Neil Danaher has some thinking to do. After an excellent opening quarter by the Adelaide Crows, 3 goals to Darren Jarman, 2 to Scotty Welsh and 1 to Mark Stevens. They lead 6-1-37. Melbourne a 1-5-11, 26 points the margin.
Sevens Football Telecast, proudly brought to you by West End Draft. West End, your thirst. The Snoopy Master of Disguise collection, now at McDonald's. And Mitsubishi Motors, driving your world.
Insure your home and contents with the company you trust. Because life can be tough without your TV.
Adelaide's giant pet pig. But are his days of urban living numbered?
It will break my heart and it will break the hearts of all my children.
And how a local phone company can halve the cost of your interstate calls. Only on 7 News.
One Love, the very best of Bob Marley and the Wailers. 20 remastered classics from the man who gave reggae to the world. A brand new collection spanning a remarkable career. One Love, the very best of Bob Marley and the Wailers. The legend is back.
After all you say and do, this gift of life will shine on through. 'Cause life's what you make it. Life's what you make it.
Create the life you want to live with Tower Financial.
Life's what you make it. 'Cause life's what you make it.
It's been a tough match, but at the business end, there's no stopping them. They're looking the goods. Oh, beautiful tap on. They're away. This is sensational to watch. A real premiership performance.
Golden draft, thanks.
Ian Berry Insurance Services, the trusted name in insurance for your home and contents, motor vehicle, caravan, rental property, even travel.
We know insurance.
Call us for a quote today.
Ian Berry Insurance Services.
The Honda CR-V, the most versatile car you'll see on TV.
Play on for the car. I will. He's coming back.
Thirsty for some footy action? Sunday, August 5, the passion of the clash continues.
Just kicks it beautifully, a goal.
The Crows are looking to even the score with Port Power in South Australia's traditional head-to-head. Fast and furious football action. This will be the one to watch. West End, your first.
Mitre 10 understands that getting the right advice when and where you need it can save you a lot more than money.
I'll tell you when it's level. I'll hold it.
That's why we've introduced the Mitre 10 advice line, 136310.
All right, so, yeah, we can fix it.
So now you can call any day and get expert on-the-job solutions that will save you time, money, and even face.
I'm going to have to chisel a bit off the other one.
Will he be a surprised chef?
That shirt has got to go.
And does this dog trainer roll over?
She's the Titanic.
What dirty deeds will people sink to win 100,000 in the weakest link? Monday on 7.
The AFL, in association with its premier partner, Carlton and United, proudly presents the 2001 Premiership season.
Well, as far as the Adelaide Crows are concerned, their stars are coming out to play. 6-1-37. Jarman has 3 goals. Goodwin 9 possessions. Bickley 8, McLeod 7, and Jarman 6. Melbourne 1-5. Cameron Bruce, their sole scorer. Woden, who's on Jarman, has had 7 possessions. So the D's have the job ahead of them. Other round 17 clashes on today. One in particular we're concerned with is being played this afternoon. Of course, there are other games on tonight. But this afternoon, it's Geelong and St Kilda at Shell Stadium with replays coming up. Some of you may not want to know the score, which is coming up now. Neil Danaher just leaving his charges. I'm sure he had plenty to say at quarter to time, Dipper.
And Jimmy Steiner gave me one as he walked past. But I think you mentioned just then, Sandy, confused. Melbourne do look confused. When they got possession of the ball, they really don't know what to do with it. And I think, to the standard football should just go from the bounce. If they get an opportunity, just kick the ball long and try and find some space, try and find a teammate. And if you're in any chance of kicking a goal around about the 50 mark or the 40-metre mark, I mean, the guys do it at training with their closed eyes, but at the moment, with eyes closed, thank you. But at the moment, all they're doing is trying to release the ball. And I think that Woden's, he's doing an okay job on Jarman, but he needs help back down there. The players need to get back there and help Woden out, because he is the secret to this game, Jarman.
And I noticed, Dipper, that Burton's still on the bench.
Certainly is, Sandy.
Okay, here we go. Second quarter, the D's are now in a position where they're playing catch-up football. But they do have the advantage of this breeze at the MCG that Dipper has said is probably worth 2 goals.
I see why Woden's gone back to Jarman. I would have changed that, Sandy. I think you can get a win-win. Put someone else on the Jarman. He's already kicked 3 goals in a quarter, and then push Woden in the middle of the ground and help him out in there.
Yep.
You've got to win the game now.
That's right. Exactly right. Smash down towards Palmer. He's outside the 50. The hand pass goes slightly astray. Bickley's been very good in the first quarter. He's picked up another possession now. He's gone wide to Doughty. Doughty's on his own again, but he gets a cruel bounce. It spins away and over the line on the outer side.
I was just watching then. The reason Doughty's on his own is because Uzo's playing on him. Uzo picks up the player that he thinks he can best exploit from the opposition's forward line. So Doughty's trying to take Uzo to the far side of the ground away from the play. Uzo sitting off zoning him and playing off each other, really.
Yeah, Adam Uzo, we could see just sitting some 15 or 20 metres away. McLeod was in trouble. A bounce is the end result.
Dermy Brereton did Uzo on Dermy does on the game the other night.
Right.
And you could just see behind the lines, he lets his player go, and as you say, zones off. If you can go through him, you can really utilise him. Well, make sure that you can use him up, because he does not man up tightly.
Rashudo, McLeod, Phoebe, Ward, all jostling. Bounce on the outer side. Clark wins it. Welch, an excellent first quarter. Clark, that was cleverly done to Bickley. Bickley goes down towards the 50 once again. Neats chops it off. He's got to play on, David. You've been called to play on. And he does to Uze. Oh, that's just a very, very poor turnover. He'd be bitterly disappointed with that. Straight down the throat of McLeod.
But David Neitz shouldn't have gone off the line. You can look to see where you want to go without going off the line, and then you're not forced to kick the ball because you play on.
Goes towards the 50 once again. The high flyer there for the Adelaide Crows was Ben Marsh.
It'd be a difficult position for a coach with Neitz. I mean, clearly the player that you'd like to throw up forward, as Shory's been saying, because he's a standout. He will get the ball to come to him. Yep. Players will kick it to him, but he's the general down back as well.
Clark did well. Johnson a rainmaker. Not a lot of flyers. In fact, Rashudo was one who weighted down. It's back towards Johnson again, trying to paddle the ball along in front of him. Then socket clear. Here's Nigel Smart. The race is on now. There's probably 2 or 3 with a chance of taking it. And well done to Stevens. Well, he's given away the free kick. Demon fans, ironical cheers as James McDonald copped a bit of a shove. He goes down towards Schwartz. He's well outside 50. Proppy little hand pass goes straight over the top towards Cameron Bruce. Can't keep it in play. Pressure to the line by Tyson Stingline. And we've got a throw in.
I don't know about Schwartz there, boys, because he just waits for the ball to bounce. I mean, just, you know, he had an opportunity of marking that ball. Just for those extra yards.
Schwartz to contest. Was he held? McDonald, fierce tackler.
That's where David Schwartz is dangerous in the ruck contest. He tries to hold the man off and belt the ball forward so his runners can run onto the ball towards goal.
Simon Goodwin at the bottom of the pack, the 2000 club champion. And another fine year. Smart doing the ruck work. Over the back, Tyson Edwards hurriedly onto the left foot. Copped the shove as he took the kick. It won't be down ground. That'll be relayed back to Edwards. And he'll take it between half-back and centre wing.
It's another thing, Sandy, too, with Schwartz doing the ruck work in the front half. Jeff White's playing a kick behind the play and playing deep, which is a defensive play. If he was really confident, he'd be trying to push forward. Clark running with him as well.
Stingline towards the 50. A bit of a shove there from Neitz. Went unnoticed. He got the hand pass away, then towards Brown, off to White. White, another one towards Phoebe. They're starting to run now back to Nathan Brown. The Melbourne side go up towards Palmer, who gave a shove at the back of the pack. Went unnoticed. The whiz is away. 52 metres out. He goes towards an open goal. He only needs a kind bounce. Green! Soccer tactics by the youngster. Gets the goal.
Nula finds the best ingredients to use in the perfect Asian dish.
We've discovered an Asian market tour.
Jane stops overnight at an historic Hills railway station. John's Flinders Rangers tour. Discover 5:30 on 7. You've seen dramatic footage of great whites at work off our very own coastline.
Sharks can detect spilled blood from almost a kilometre away.
Now enter their world in Shadow of the Shark. Tonight, 6:30 on 7.
Brad Green, I said he was a talented sportsman.
Yep.
Trialled with Manchester United, and we just saw some of that soccer flair then. Phoebe now out of the middle. Can that start them off? Brown gets a hand pass away. Melbourne looking better all of a sudden. They go down towards the right half-forward line. And McDonald is there to take the mark. This is James. Both McDonald boys in today, James and Anthony.
This is the same spot, Sandy, isn't it, where it's breaking down for Melbourne.
Yep.
I mean, it's okay if he holds onto it and finds someone short. They have to keep moving to find someone.
He's got to go. Look at this. He's gone back to the middle of the ground, and Adam Uze is there.
That is incredible. I've never seen that before. I know you're switched to play. I've never seen that before that far, Sandy.
I was just going to say the same thing, Shory.
Well, he's set and meets a task now. Woden does the roving work. He heads towards goal, goes across the face of goal. Big play was by Russell Robertson. Plays on to improve the angle, finds the wizard.
They have lifted, though.
Absolutely.
No doubt about that.
I mean, a clear sign there is that both Neitz and Woden were on the end of plays inside 50, which is a clear sign that their back line is going to run. And it really has to. I mean, they've got to have a hard-running back line to create opportunities.
Farmer for his first. Sneaks it home.
What we ordered, wasn't it?
If you've ever taken on a big job around the house,
Well done. it's on plaster and there are holes.
You'll know that getting the right advice
Got to start with
is what really saves you money.
It's good value, and there's a great range of colours.
And a whole lot
They're
more.
washable. They come in a whole range of colours also.
Because the only thing better than knowing you did it yourself
That's what I knew you could.
is knowing how much you saved.
Well, Melbourne's had 23 possessions to 9 so far in this quarter.
Marks have gone the way of Melbourne 2, 8-3 so far in this term. So the Demons throwing out the challenge after an excellent first quarter by the Adelaide Crows. If this sits for McLeod, look out. Enjoys the situation, flicking it wide up towards the 50-metre line. Neitz will pressure towards the line. Could have almost given away a free kick, and Gallagher is taken to the line. Throw it in.
Well done by the captain there. Didn't give a free kick away, nothing stupid.
On the 50, Clark, front spot. Goodwin, another possession, into half forward. Smashed away by Broadbridge. That could be dangerous there. Right out in front of goal. Neitz tried to get it out while Woden is there. Doughty piles on top. Jarman is there as well, and we have a bounce.
Jeff Farmer now, Tony's pushed into the middle of the ground, so they're not playing him out of the square. Maybe they think they can turn Nigel Smart around.
Yep. 35 metres out from the Adelaide scoring zone. Clark to contest with wide, and he's got a free kick. He's got a free kick 40 metres out, directly in front.
You'll be looking for a handball, won't you, Tony McGuinness?
Have a look at this, boys.
Well,
now, the fans have just seen that on the replay, on the big screen here at the MCG. They're just asking in their own polite way, why is it so? Clark for goal. Has he snuck it? No, he slammed it into the woodwork.
the Dipper caught it beautifully.
Poetic justice there.
I think it might have been. 8 effective scoring shots apiece. It's 38 though to 23. A little bit of a huddle in the middle. They break, and so too does Woden. McLeod gives chase, but Woden gets clear. Goes up towards the left half forward line. There was some holding on. As far as the umpire was concerned, it was on both sides. Schwartz taken to the line by Stevens, but he keeps it in, only to see it taken away by McLeod. McLeod goes back over centre wing once again. Big pack of players. Perry waiting down. Should have got the hand pass away. A little too slow. Turnover for Phoebe, and Melbourne gives it off to White. The Demons have lifted. White goes towards Farmer. He marks in front of Smart. Wants to go on with it now, and he swings wide. Couple of options there. One is Peter Walsh. Walsh inside 50. Melbourne now with an opportunity to score thanks to Troy Broadbridge. The two redheads going together.
Well, it's a completely different side, Sandy, and you can just see now that when they get the play in the back half of the ground, as we see a magnificent tackle there.
Ian Perry should have handballed.
Yep.
I think Gary Ayres might have got the message out straight away.
Here's the kick. Oh, it's a shocker. It is a shocker. Straight up in the air. Goodwin's going to be the meat in the sandwich here. McLeod does the scouting work. He's caught at the bottom of the pack. It's held in there by Leoncelli.
I think that was Bickley on that occasion, Sandy. Showed a lot of courage in that marking contest. But they've just run from the half-back line. That's the difference. That's when Melbourne play very good football. All their defenders pushing forward. We've seen Woden, Neitz get possession, and then Broadbridge, even though it wasn't a great kick.
Just saw Beckley's had 11 possessions, so he's had a grand captain's game. Kick partly smothered. Goodwin again. Is he having a game? Stevens, the hand pass okay to Rashudo. Baru goes up towards centre wing, and the mark is taken by Gallagher. Gallagher looks towards right half forward. Uze dropping back, but he can't get there in time to stop Welch. Welch wants to play on into the half forward line. Well done. Broadbridge late on the scene. Too late. McLeod takes the hand pass. The Crows running on at all times, and Marsh takes the mark. Was there a nudge? Neitz seems to think so. Nicholson not happy. Have a look.
No. No, he just read the ball better. Yep. Nicholson got underneath the flight of the ball. Fairly big man, Ben Marsh.
Kicking for the Crows' first goal for the quarter from 35 metres out. And he kicks the goal. Crows ringing in the changes here as Marsh gets his first goal and Burton is on the ground. The high flyer straight down in towards the forward line. It's a tailor-made day for him as Nigel Smart accepts the hand pass, gives it up towards Rashudo. The Roo goes on to the left foot, flicks it down towards Burton and Co, who've just come on the ground. Hewitt is there as well. McDonald hand pass okay. This is Farmer, gives it off to his skipper. Neitz goes towards centre wing. McLeod gets there a little late and has given away the free kick.
Ian Perry was also benched, Sandy, there's no doubt, because he did not handball that last one over. Evan Hewitt's come on the ground.
Ward drifts play into the middle. That's going to be okay. Taken there by Cameron Bruce. He kicked a goal in the first quarter. Crows steadying with their first for this quarter. Jarman's at the back of the pack. Palmer got the decent old shove, and that ball is out of bounds.
Oh, that's
Palmer
a free kick.
Has played on as he does tend to do sometimes.
Just then, Sandy, I thought after there's the field umpire there in the background, David Howlett, and after the whistle, to kick the ball away like that normally is a free kick to the opposition. Benefit of doubt to the Wizard.
He's had 9 possessions, Farmer. Nigel Smart's had
good.
2, so he's playing up the ground now, finding some space. Umpire
There's Schwartz having a chat with Schwartz as Hart clears for the Adelaide Crows. White almost marked over his teammate in Ward. White. The lead is on from Schwartz, and he's got it outside 50.
That's a better build-up, leading at the ball.
Centering ball in towards half forward. Big pack of players at the back is the Wizard. Well, he stole it. He read it better than anyone, and he was the little thief at the back of the pack.
He's starting to have an impact on the game, sure, isn't he?
Yeah. As I said, he normally plays out of the square or very deep, but I like him up there because no one's going to go with his pace, but also he's probably, what, he's in 6 or 7 stats now, so, and a goal, that's his second. But his speed up the ground is going to worry anybody.
Hello? Yeah, look, I want to quit smoking.
Sure, well, you've taken the first step. That's great.
Planning ahead is really important.
And I can send you a quit book if you'd like.
Call Quitline on 131-848. 131-848.
I can't shake the feeling I'm being followed.
Detective Snoopy, one of 4 new looks for Snoopy, Master of Disguise. Collect all 4 this week at McDonald's.
15 points now is the margin. 2 goals to the Wizard.
11 possessions, Sandy.
Gee, he's really come into it. Nigel Smart's got his work cut out. Here's McDonald out of the centre. The Demons go charging forward again, down towards Farmer territory. Can't take it cleanly as Schwartz tries to get the hand pass away. It comes towards Phoebe. The veteran goes from 48 metres, but is away to the left. And one behind only for Stephen Phoebe, chasing Robbie Flowers' games record of 272. He's only 19 behind at 253 at this stage. Hart. His 218th game. White was the spoiler from behind. Flicked back in towards half forward, but chopping it off is Kane Johnson. Got to be accurate with his kick, Andy is. He can set it up for McLeod. Likes to take them on. He's taken on Broadbridge, and the youngster gets him. Great chase, great tackle. Uze asked the question, and he gets the answer he was looking for.
Well done by Broadbridge, and they're one of the quickest players in the competition.
Fantastic chase. And to get him. 14 points is the margin. We've got a game on our hands now after Adelaide exploded out of the blocks in the first quarter. Melbourne have hit back hard. They go in towards the centre, and Phoebe, who takes the hand pass, kicks a high floating kick inside 50 once again. They need the players waiting down. Oh, they've got him dashing through towards Robertson. Misses. And that was one behind to Melbourne. Kicked by Cameron Bruce, who's kicked 1 goal so far in this term. Here's that chase once again.
He's had 12 possessions for the game, Andy McLeod, but Daniel Ward applying a tight tag to him. He has had a lot of those possessions under pressure.
It might have been Stengline who gave that chase, was it? Anyway, let's stay with the action here now. On the outer side, on half-back. 13 points is the margin. Up towards centre wing. Flick wide towards Phoebe. He's going to have to be quick. Welch gets him. Ball spills free, and the Crows have got the numbers here. Back to Kane Johnson once again. Picking up plenty of possessions. Goes up towards half forward. Hewitt is on the ground. McLeod is hassling. Uze close to the boundary line. Thought for a brief moment about the hand pass, then kicks back towards centre wing. Leoncelli, look out! Proppy hand pass once again. Green keeps it in play. They're going the hard way home. Broadbridge waiting down, however, is Gallagher, and Gallagher defends, decides to go wide to the outer side, and he finds Welch. He's been pretty good, excellent in the first quarter, when at one stage the Crows opened up a 27-point lead. Farmer late, and he gets there. Sensational play,
and the free kick.
The advantage is paid. That could be a turning point in the game. Farmer's still down behind play, but what a chase. Here's White towards the 50. Schwartz is taken high. Melbourne are coming back. Hart was all over the top of him, and Schwartz will take a free kick. Farmer just had the wind taken out of his sails.
Well, he's criticised for not doing it. It looked like he got a little bit of whiplash there.
Yeah,
or winded.
But gee, we've seen a couple of great chases, and it's finished in a goal. Here come the Demons. Nathan Brown gets the goal.
Well, Nathan Brown will get the goal on the score sheet, but you can put that down to Jeff Farmer for a courageous, inspirational effort. I mean, he could have set off. He was a long, long way away from Nigel Smart, as we see Nigel Smart coming off the ground. It's just a great effort, a match-winning potential effort by Jeff Farmer. Nigel coming off, Robert Shirley going on the ground.
See, there's some feeling in this now. The umpire, I think there could well have been a report here.
Yeah, it looked like a trip, I think. Hang on.
So the umpire having a chat with Jeff Farmer. Nigel Smart, after that goal was scored, has been benched.
Sandy Tyson Stengline, who's the designated tagger, normally picks up the dangerous player for the opposition in the midfield or their forward area. Goes on to Jeff Farmer.
Well, if that was for tripping, there's not a lot in that.
I'll say there's a bit of a trip there, Tony. We watched the replay.
Yeah,
the
he put his leg out.
Yeah. But he's looking for Smart, but he doesn't know the Smart's on the bench, so he told Rashuda the report's been made.
7 points the margin. Remember, Melbourne is going with the aid of a slight breeze. Goodwin's kick down towards the half-forward line. Here's McLeod showing his little piece of magic. Speaking of magic, Jarman takes the steady mark.
What about the first 10 metres there? Fantastic at Jarman.
What about the kick from Andrew McLeod under enormous pressure, and he just had the capabilities to flight it out in front of Jarman.
3 goals in the first quarter. Desperate for a steadier. Jarman from 46 metres gives them the steadier.
It's the the Small Dog Track and Field Challenge with commentator Dr. Katrina Warren Trackside.
This is a disaster for the champion.
Who will win gold?
What an outstanding jump.
Who will set new records?
Look at the determination on that little fluffball's face.
The Harry's Practice Track and Field Challenge, Sunday 6:30. Then.
Coconut, mincemeat and capers. Doesn't sound like a meal.
Aha.
But with a few little extras, it'll be a meal fit for an Olympic pentathlete.
Surprise!
Surprise Chef, Sunday at 7.
27 goals to Darren Jarman this season. He booted 36 last year. There's Matty Clark having a spell.
Simon Goodwin important in that play as well, Sandy. He won the hard ball in the centre square. Yep. Also Robert Shirley across the half-forward line winning a hard ball for the Crows.
White. Can they win it out of the middle again? They're on the back foot once more, Melbourne, as they go down towards McDonald. He cops a decent old shove out. It goes unnoticed. Melbourne fans aren't too happy here at the MCG today. Rashido's kick is smothered, and the ball stays in the vicinity, which is what Melbourne wants.
It has been in the middle of the ground, hasn't it, Tony, where Melbourne have got on top. And just then, we're talking about the 1%ers. We saw Jeff Farmers, and then we saw David Swartz here, the smother.
White off
of that part of the game.
And Simmons on, Tone. Troy Simmons coming onto the ground. White has a spell, and there's just over 5 minutes remaining in the quarter. Here's McDonald onto the left foot, bending it back into half forward. No one at home, and Marsh takes the mark. Decides to go laterally. He's got a couple of options there. Picks out Tyson Edwards. He chips to the outer side. Welsh has been very busy. 13 points is the margin. Welsh looking towards a congested centre wing area. He may go short. Edwards just pops in that little hole. As they plot their way towards the forward line, Edwards kicks towards centre wing. His target was Burton. Uze was the spoiler.
Isn't that a different contrast, sorry, to last night's game where we saw a transfer of the ball all night by the Bulldogs and the Tigers. Piece of play then, Tyson Edwards with the ball just hugging the boundary line. Nothing opening up inside the corridor.
Been a role reversal from the first quarter. Melbourne was doing that.
Here's McLeod. Time to go onto the right foot. It's a high spiral punt. Nicholson is the spoiler, but he pushes straight down in front. That looks like Gallagher going for goal and kicks it. Gallagher gets his first goal, and again the Adelaide Crows have shown that ability to steady under pressure.
A little bit of Tony McGuinness in that play there.
Yes.
Off the pack, front and centre. He's not a left footer, I don't think, Tony.
No.
But on his non-preferred, you were a left footer. Yeah, it's a lot of Tony McGuinness in that, Sandy.
Set up by Andrew McLeod as well.
Yep.
Really working well around the ground.
James Gallagher giving Neil Danaher something to think about with his first goal. Good kicking for goal by Adelaide, 9-2.
Jeff Farmer in the middle of the ground now.
The D's are 5-7. Out of the middle, it's Goodwin again. He's been excellent. McDonald gets caught, loses it. Johnson on all fours. Edwards caught but gives it away quickly. Rashudo under pressure. Oh, McLeod almost a great slips catch. Manages to get it out. Picked up by Goodwin. Pumps it into the forward line. Dropped on the last line. And Woden says, let's get out of here and concede them behind.
It's a dangerous time for Melbourne, Sandy. Guys like McLeod and Goodwin are just starting to find some space again after Melbourne have controlled the quarter for pretty well most of it. And those guys just finding some space and getting some dangerous ball around the midfield and driving them forward.
You can see the huddle now from the kick out. Trying to pick out the slowest player, I'd say, on the Crows, in the Crows' defence, and Neitz gets it 30 yards clear.
He chips towards the centre wing. Again, it's a poor kick. Bickley, he's been busy, goes over the top. Rashudo gets another call into the middle. Oh! That's another sensational tackle by the Wizard. He's done it twice. Will it prove a costly turnover? Stevens charges towards the ball. Bickley's hand pass goes astray. Hart, Farmer goes again. The Wizard is everywhere. He almost interferes. Taken to ground. Hart locks it up. Farmer is there. So too is Bassett. And we've got a bounce.
He is inspired, isn't he, at the moment? Look at this for a chase. And now he is turning around and he is 60 yards back on the ball again and does another second. Have a look, you can see Farmer in the background here, running towards the ball after tackling like he did, intercepts the handball. Great play, Jeff Farmer.
I reckon Gallagher could just about sniff a goal there. Phoebe gives it off. McDonald back again in towards goal. Kicks it. The veteran gets one. Stephen Phoebe.
Well, again, Sandy, Phoebe will get the goal on the score sheet, but Farmer's our player, in terms of his impact on the game and his hard work and his run, he's now set up the last 2 goals. And again, we see him in that play there, just running hard, creating opportunities. He's a player that's the excitement machine for them, no question at all. If he continues to play like he is and get involved in doing the hard things, it's going to have a big impact on the game.
Stephen Phoebe was in the first ever draft in 1986, drafted number 3.
And still going strong, but Jeffrey Farmer proving a handful down forward. Schwartz could have been held. The umpire says no, play on. Goodwin, hand pass over the top. Rashudo bumped out of the way. Leoncelli shrugs one tackle, kicks from 50, in towards full forward, over the top it goes. Farmer's at the back.
Play on.
Stingline right there with him.
You just get the feeling it's one of those days that every time Farmer's around the ball, something exciting is going to happen.
Good decision.
Yeah, yep.
See, David Schwartz is complaining to the umpires, and Stevens is all over him. Just say, listen, he keeps on him a jumper, keep looking at it, and I deserve a free kick.
Well, from where we are, Dipper, it looks as though he's got every justification to have a bit of a chat. However, that's up to the man in white. The Crows go on. It was a little too high for Kane Johnson. He gets it at the second attempt, but he'll be very disappointed with that conversion straight onto the chest of Adam Uze. Uze goes towards Schwartz. He marks it half back and plays on now. No holding on the jumper there from Schwartz. Kicks down towards the half-forward line of Troy Simmons.
Troy, look this side. This side's Troy.
He's got a couple. You're right. He had Broadbridge. He goes short to Leoncelli, who can see Phoebe. He's just kicked the goal. He's 65 metres out. He's too far. He wants Farmer. He wants the Wizard. He doesn't get him. There'll be a throw-in in the right forward pocket. Taken to the line by Stingline.
Inside 50 entries for the quarter. Melbourne 14, the Crows 6.
Yeah, Stephen Phoebe's had 8 possessions and Nathan Brown 7 possessions, and each player a goal each in this quarter.
And Green coming off now, boys.
The 24-year-old from Tambala, Jeffrey Farmer, who's got Melbourne right back into this contest as we approach half-time. Under a minute remaining.
What do you think it is, Sam? Do they just wake up some days and think, I just want to come and play? Is that, you know, the criticism of Jeffrey Farmer has been his lack of defensive skills?
You can answer that question. I mean, when it was pouring down in the middle of winter, did you look out your window and say to your wife, oh, I'm going to like
I hated the wet. No, I hated it.
Well, now, of course, Colonial has changed all that. Edwards at the bottom of the pack, Tyson Edwards. Goodwin is there as well. We've got a bounce. Donald having a chat to his charges. 12 seconds. How the Demons would love another one here in the dying seconds. Farmer desperately trying to get a sniff of that ball. It's taken to the line by McLeod. And we've got another throw in. And that will be all for the first half. In the right forward pocket, the final throw-in for the half. No time for David Schwartz, sadly for Melbourne. So it is half-time, and the Demons have closed the gap. It was 26 points at quarter-time, but let us remember that they were kicking with the aid of a slight breeze, and Adelaide's kicking for goal has been very, very good. Main goal kickers in the game so far. Darren Jarman has 4. Scotty Welch has 2. Whilst the only multiple scorer for Melbourne is Jeffrey Farmer. It is half-time here at the MCG. Adelaide must keep winning to keep their final hopes alive. They lead 9-3 for 6-8.
Cars like new
Andy didn't lose his rating 1.
At Amy, we believe if you've held a rating 1 for the last 3 years, you deserve to keep it for life.
Adelaide's giant pet pig. But are his days of urban living numbered?
It will break my heart, and it will break the hearts of all my children.
And how a local phone company can halve the cost of your interstate calls. Only on 7 News.
Broken clear, a long 60-metre bomb. Big pack balls in the goal square. Oh, what a grab! What an absolute screamer! Oh, that's got to be grab of the year.
Golden draft, thanks.
Every day, people go to Truscott Hi-Fi for advice. The reason they buy is the low price. JVC 6-head VCRs, $40 off. Sharp 68cm stereo TVs with free cabinet. Sony Digital 8 camcorders, $200 off. JVC DVD players, $100 off. And Pioneer 340-watt home theatre systems with inbuilt DVD, $100 off. Truscott Hi-Fi, Adelaide's lowest prices with up to 24 months interest-free terms.
Get ready for the soccer event of the year. 2 super games on 1 super ticket. On November the 11th, see if the reigning world champions France can take revenge on the LG Socceroos. Then later in the month, the big one, the World Cup qualifier between Australia and the South Americans for a place in the FIFA World Cup. Both games at the MCG. Australia versus France. Australia versus the South Americans. Super tickets only on sale now. Call Ticketmaster on 136 122.
Don't miss the Rug Warehouse $2 million rug sale. Buy direct from the importer and save. Mats, $15. Handmade Persian and decorative rugs, not $2,000, now only $3.99. 2x3 metre silk inlay Persian rugs, only $1,200. Modern and traditional rugs below cost, starting from a crazy $99. Thousands more quality rugs at low prices at the Rug Warehouse. South Road, Hindmarsh, between Grange and Port Roads.
And then we'll sing hurrah, hurrah. Hurrah, peanut butter. First platoon, left. Second platoon, right. Yeah, move on. Incoming! Wait. I've got it.
I love Kraft peanut butter best because it's never oily, never dry.
Hello, Sip and Save. Can you just see if there's a blue Barina out the front, please? Thanks. No? Okay. That's Sip and Save. There wouldn't be a blue Barina out the front, would there? Hello, Sip and Save.
On Today Tonight, a true confession.
I con people and I rip them off.
A clairvoyant granny admits pawning her friend's jewellery
I'm very sorry,
and blowing it on the pokies.
but I'm not going to gamble again.
Monday.
Sevens football telecast, proudly brought to you by West End Draft. West End, your thirst. The Snoopy Master of Disguise collection, now at McDonald's. And Mitsubishi Motors, driving your world. The AFL, in association with its premier partner, Carlton and United, proudly presents the 2001 Premiership season.
Three-quarter time here at the MCG, and Adelaide appearing to have the answers to any challenge that comes from Melbourne. 12-7, 79, 22-point leaders over the D's, 8-9, 57. Major contributors. Darren Jarman strolled in for a couple in that third quarter. He's now got 6 for the game. Welch has 2, whilst for Melbourne, Green, Bruce and Farmer all have 2 goals apiece. A reminder of the other match taking place today is down at Shell Stadium between Geelong and St Kilda. If you don't want to know the score, look away now, because here it comes. Well, the big question here is, can the Crows hang on? Can they go on to record a big win and build their percentage and possibly move into the 8? Dipper, what are your thoughts?
Well, we'll soon find out, but I've noticed Jeff Farmer staying on the wing here and probably just trying to get the first 10 minutes on the ball and see if he can put some of that magic on the ground as he has done all day. Look, 22 points difference isn't a big margin to pick back, but really just the body language of the Demons in that quarter just sort of suggesting that this game is sort of over. But for the Crows, they've certainly got to finish off these Ds because they're still, mathematically, still have a chance. You know what that means mathematically?
They can make it, you're right, but they need a big win because their percentage is not all that healthy. It's around 97.25 at the moment. The Dogs are 97.99, so let's see what they can do in the final quarter. Here's McDonald in trouble, comes wide, and finds the Tamble-up terror. Farmer pops it over the top to Walt, back again, he goes to Farmer. Try and go all the way, the Wizard will take it back once more, and then he lost it. It's on 50 at the moment. He goes again, he's 65 out, comes across to Leoncelli, who takes the mark, plays on now, goes in towards the pocket, and the diving mark is taken by Russell Robertson. He wants to play on, he thought about it, now goes back. And Robertson, who has 44 goals this season, 3 last week against the Tigers, but goalless so far today. The chance to give Melbourne a dream start for this quarter. In the right forward pocket. Tough spot. Coming back. Oh, he's played it beautifully. He bent it back magnificently, and the D's get a team-lifting early goal.
Well, I thought for a second there was the Jeff Farmer show. Sandy tried to do everything, didn't he? And messed up when he got a quick handball back to his chest. We could see it on the replay. Did a couple of the old 1-2s, and that one was too quick. But then butted up again and chipped the ball out sideways. Russell Robinson, well, that's a good start to him in the last quarter. Been very quiet today. Been a fairly good player all season, but he needs to continue for the whole quarter.
First goal to Russell Robertson. What a beauty. As we go back in the middle once again, Clark beats Simmons. He wants McLeod to take it out of the centre. He's in all sorts of trouble. McDonald does well once again. Schwartz is on the end of it. Suddenly Melbourne coming with a winning rush down towards Simmons. The youngster plays on, goes onto the left foot, kicks towards goal and kicks it behind.
We nearly wonder whether he's better off than just taking the mark and sitting back and having a shot on goal.
I agree, Tom.
Perhaps rushed himself a little too much under pressure, saw some space and decided to go with it. He certainly started the quarter well, Melbourne.
9-10, plays 12-7. We've mentioned throughout the day that the Crows have had the ability to steady, to answer. What can they do this time? It's approaching crunch time. McLeod did well to get it away from Simmons. Got the numbers with him. Goes up towards the half-forward line. Uze will chop it off. Doesn't take the mark. Plays on. Burns right on his hammer. He just about gets him too. The ball is forced to the line. Well done by Byrne.
That's good pressure by James Byrne. He's the type of player that can come on the ground and make an impact. He is quick and will work hard. Side's always looking for players that can come off the bench and give them that point of difference. Byrne certainly does that for the Crows.
The light's on here at the MCG. It's a very dark, overcast day. It's kicked down towards centre wing and again taken to the line. You can see Russell Robertson, the last goal kicker.
Ben Hart's been brilliant today. Had a lot of possessions in the defensive half, but he's done his job on Russell Robinson except for that goal early in this quarter.
You're doing the votes in today's game, Tone. So it could be rather interesting as Leoncelli kicks up towards the half-forward line. Out the back. Oh, Stevens got a bad bounce. Out the back door towards Hart and Co. Schwartz pulls it in. Edwards is over the top of him. Bruce got it out. Here's danger now for the Crows. They've got the numbers here, Melbourne. This is Nathan Brown spearing it in, and the man of the moment is Russell Robertson.
There are 3 or 4 avenues to goal then. Crows players going over to the dispute contest, 3-on-1, not able to gain possession, the ball spilling out and Melbourne getting possession, centering the ball into the corridor.
I thought David Schwartz's second effort in the pack to keep the ball alive was great.
Robertson can really throw a cat amongst the pigeons here. 40 metres out. Well, that's drifting away to the left. Gee, they've missed a few costly shots in front of goal today.
That's costly.
9-11. Plays 12-7. $14 points in it. Bassett, where do I go? Eventually just keeps it tucked in the pocket. Tyson Edwards. Now he can come to Shirley, but he doesn't spot him. He elects to go into the middle and find Rashudo.
They've got enormous confidence in their foot skills, the Crows, haven't they?
Well, they're pretty darn good. Edwards. Again, going short. Tyson Stingler. It's like a chess game, slowly meandering down towards the attacking zone. Burton will be a flyer. He was, but he couldn't take the mark. Rashudo, you're going to have to be quick. Bends it back. Clever kick to Shirley. Oh, he gets a cruel bounce, but he goes again. Could have almost popped one in the back. Welch tries to go off the ground. Smart is absolutely clean bowled. Phoebe's on the end of the hand pass, and he'll get them out of trouble. Had a very busy second quarter. We picked up 10 possessions. Back towards Rashudo, Schwartz, and it's the latter who gets a fist to it and belts it over the line. They're still in this, the Demons. 14 points the margin. A throw in front of the faithful red and blue members. Marsh had front spot. Johnson could have been interfered with. He goes again. Johnson kicks down towards the half-forward line. The bounce, well, it's okay for Walsh in the end. He gives it up to Phoebe. Phoebe goes in towards the middle for the Demons and draws Troy Broadbridge. Broadbridge is quick and he kicks long. Up towards half-forward. Another strong mark is taken by Robertson. Well,
that was a great kick by Broadbridge there. You can see he puts it on the outside of his foot and gives Robinson some space and a strong mark. Remember back earlier in the year when the Swans, against the Swans, Robinson kicked 3 goals in the last quarter, took a couple of big marks and won the game for the D's.
Kicking for his second goal. This to make the margin 8 points. He's kicked it, and here come the D's.
The creator of a new breed of lawyers is about to introduce you to a new breed of teachers.
Miss Suter, you finished number 1 in the poll. What poll? Which teacher the male students want to sleep with most? Oh, how nice. You were 7th. 7th?
And students.
Don't screw with me.
Then maybe you shouldn't have screwed with me.
Just like the practice, these faces you will get to know and love. Emmy Award winner David E. Kelly's Boston Public premieres in a movie-length special Monday.
7 kicks to Russell Robertson. The last 2 have been the most important because he's kicked a couple of goals. And the Demons right back in this now. Can the Crows answer? Out of the middle, important. Stevens takes the mark, didn't travel the required distance. Kicks up towards Byrne on right half forward. Couldn't quite take the mark. McLeod is lurking, but he's got to beat a couple. And he's very capable of doing that. Close to the boundary line. Kept in play. Lux of fortune. Suddenly it's changing for the Demons. Leoncelli's in the middle of the ground. Away he goes. The runners are there. One of them is Walsh. Walsh, is he going to try and go all the way? He gets caught. Gives it off to the big fella. Simmons. He gives it away as well to Leoncelli. It's a high ball. Into the square it goes. Can they take a mark? Is Farmer lurking? He is, but he's not close enough. And it's Kane Johnson who'll take it away. Farmer gave away the free kick with a push. The advantage was paid. Suddenly there could be a turnover. Hewitt couldn't take it cleanly. He goes again, almost runs into Welch's teammate. Welch swings play back towards Stevens. Stevens got nothing up forward. Eventually they come charging out. Uze's clean bowled. Smart, a chance for the hand pass. He's got to give it away. He does to the big fella in Marsh. Marsh is too slow. He gets caught. The Demons are revitalised. Needs is in trouble. Hewitt couldn't take it. Johnson can't either. Byrne was there as well. Suddenly it's gone up a cog. Uze tries to get the hand pass out. The back door, he's successful. That was to Beams, and now Walsh will steady. Pops it over the top to Beams. He's down to centre wing. Brings it back to Farmer. Takes the mark on centre wing. He's got Beams running down the ground. It's not a good kick. He needs a kind bounce. Oh, he's almost decapitated. Almost decapitated. Beams to take it. It's a black overhead, but the lights are on. Beams goes in towards the middle. Finds Broadbridge. He unloads with a big kick. In towards full forward. They need a mark. Where's Robertson and Farmer? Not sighted at the moment. Tyson Edwards comes in briskly over the top and asks the question. Robertson at the bottom, and we've got another bounce. Have a look at this again.
Just a normal round the neck tackle, Sandy.
Throw in the pocket. Goodwin's hand pass okay. The Crows desperate to clear. Oh, it's not a good clearing kick, but the lucks of fortune kept in for the D's. The hand pass is not a good one. Burton was held and he didn't have it. He will steady. Big Troy Simmons keeping the ball in play, but turning it over. And now Burton getting the free kick. To centre wing. Loose checking there because Stevens on his own. He looks downfield. Goodwin screaming for it on left half forward. And Goodwin's away. Is this the steadier for the Crows? Oh. Goodwin goes for goal. That is a magnificent goal.
Porsche, Audi, BMW offer a Tiptronic-style transmission, as does an Australian-constructed high-performance car. Magna VRX with sports mode.
13-7 plays, 10-11. Again, a little bit of breathing space for the Adelaide Crows.
Troy Simmons off the ground, White back into the ruck.
Well, possibly for that little error that he made. Here's McDonald taking it from Schwartz. Now it's up to the Demons to produce the goods down their forward line. Smart tries to smack it away. The only one there is Leoncelli. He got caught, held it for a darn long time. The ball spills free towards Ward. He's 48 metres from goal. Goes for home, and kicks it for home.
I don't know what Simmons could have done on that occasion. You're behind on the scoreboard. Do you keep it in handball to yourself? I don't think he looked quick enough, and then it would have gone out of bounds. And he's paid the price, I'd say.
Tough one, isn't it?
Yep.
Hart. The old heads looking to just steady things down for the Crows. Hart, of course, being one of those players. Sting line towards centre wing. Towards the line, but kept in by Robertson. White, first one way, then the other. Nice little piece of work. Up towards half forward again. The delivery is not good. And Goodwin, who kicked that wonderful goal just seconds ago, comes across the ground and finds Tyson Edwards. Edwards goes on with it. He looks towards the centre wing. Rashudo, the bounce is okay in the end. He's got Welch on a lead, and he gets there. Well, the kick just bounced inside the line. Welch was unable to make it in time. But they've got it down to the left half forward flank with 11.5 minutes remaining. Disappointing crowd today, 17,566. But, well, the two sides coming off wretched losses last week and both battling for some credibility and a spot in the 8. Leoncelli from Ward is okay off the wash. Now he's away. He thought about Uze and then decided to go it alone with a kick towards Schwartz. Chopped off, however. Bassett chops it off. Goes wide to Stevens. Stevens, another one, finding Hart. Crow defence standing firm as we speak and looking to go deep into attack now. Wobbly old kick, but it's going to be effective. It's going to be effective because the mark has been taken by Hewitt, who spent a lot of time on the bench today. But the former Roo, who kicked 2 against Sydney, has the chance for a goal. Good kick from Stevens.
Yeah, I thought David Schwartz has been fairly good, very aggressive, but Stevens has run off him a few times. He's also kicked a goal on him, and then just to get the ball in as quickly as possible, Evan Hewitt, make it hard for the Demons if he kicks this goal.
Just 6 goals this year for Evan Hewitt. Not a very pretty looking kick off the boot.
Tony McGuinness, Clark has been off the field in the ruck, and, you know, the Demons have got back in the game. I know it just opened up a little bit more then. I just wonder why he's off the field. Would he be injured, or they're trying to give Ben Marsh a go on the first ruck?
Well, you'd think in the context of the season in this game, you'd have your number one ruckman on the ground, wouldn't you?
He's not injured, boys. He's just anxious to get on, boys. So,
well, there's still time, Dipper. Some 10 minutes remaining. That's an excellent tackle. Play on is a call. Brown goes away, and then he can take it back again. Oh, the youngster looks downfield. He shrugs one. He's still going. He's 75 out. He's lost it. Well, he tried one of the great solo feats. It didn't come off. That kick, however, didn't either. Tyson Edwards marking over the line.
Sure, I'd nearly say that Melbourne are playing under instruction to overuse the handball to get themselves in the game. I mean, it's either a confidence thing or it's an instructional thing.
Well, if it's instructional, it's going to cost them the game.
Do you know what I mean? Sometimes we give the instruction because your team is down on confidence. If you give the ball often enough, create
everybody gets confidence with it.
Yeah.
Hewitt goes short to Hart, who goes short to Byrne. James Byrne goes back to Hart. Crows intent on just steadying it down, holding possession. Nathan Bassett collects it and kicks towards the middle. The Wizard arrives late. Stevens is away. He's got him inside 50 once more. Jarman. So close. Welsh can sniff a goal. Hewitt can kick it. No, he can't kick it. Oh, magnificent smother. Right on the last line. And that's the sort of thing that could lift Melbourne.
Well, it should. I think it was Brad Green, was it?
Beams, I think.
Beams. Great smother. That can be a turning point in a game as tight as this.
Perry warming up on the sidelines for Adelaide, about to come on. Woden bringing it back into play.
Free kick, Sandy, against Ben Marsh for holding on Jeff White.
So that will bring it to White, who's forward of half-back. Now it's Melbourne's turn.
Go straight down the ground.
Coach Dippy Domenico on the sidelines, saying what a lot of fans, Dipper, have probably been thinking all day. Go long and direct. He just chips it to Paul Wheatley.
Light rain starting to fall now, boys. It's feeling like more of a night game at the moment.
It does, doesn't it? It's very dark overhead. As we've said, the lights are on. The Seagulls are threatening in more ways than one, and Wheatley's taken another mark. Now, Neitz has drifted wide. He's got him. He's 60 out. He's closing. He's 55. He goes for goal. Going to be close.
This RAA symbol has always represented the pinnacle in motor service standards. Earning RAA endorsement is the toughest test of all. One service group has set their sights on this ultimate goal to offer nothing less than the highest standards, and so earn the right to display the RAA symbol at every one of its outlets. Not surprising, that group is UltraTune. There are 15 UltraTune service centres and they're all RAA approved. UltraTune, in tune with you and your car.
What a goal from the captain, David Neitz, with 8 minutes remaining. There's time for the Demons to snatch victory here at the MCG. Welch can't get out of the middle. The Crows are desperate for a goal here. McLeod gives it back to Welch. He'll go onto that lovely left foot that he enjoys, and he kicks down to the half-forward line and finds his target in Doughty. Doughty came into this line-up for Vardy. Jarman's at the back. Jarman's the thief. He steals it, and he misses.
Gee. I thought he pushed Woden in the back with his foot then. Might have got away with it.
Well, he's had some great days over the years. Some good days against Melbourne. So the break once again from the kick-out. Can Melbourne find something? Wheatley goes and gets them inside 50. Smash down in front. Crows have the numbers. Smart can take the hand pass. He does. Oh, a bit of fancy work from Nigel Smart. Schwartz takes him to the line, and there'll be a throw in.
He's under a lot of pressure, Nigel. Really, his only play was to work the ball to the boundary. Schwartz putting him under intense pressure, running the ball out of play.
10 points the margin. Marsh goes up without it. Leoncelli's there. There's been a whistle. It's a free kick. It's a Crows free kick to Marsh.
David Swartz again, just an infringement at the ruck contest. I say it again, Sandy, we saw David Neitz kick that goal from 60 metres. They've got to win the game. Do they depend on what they've got so far, or do you get him forward and say, we have to kick goals?
Good point, Tony. Stevens up towards Shirley. Stolen, however, by Broadbridge. He's done some good work, this young man. And he's almost undone it with that kick, but it may be okay because Phoebe's on the end of the hand pass. Kicks from the centre of the ground, chipping to Schwartz. Just steady down, they say, steady down, but he's a man in a mission and he goes wide. It's not a good kick. Tucked in the corner. Robertson tries to keep it in play. Gives it across to a teammate in Brown. He gets claimed. Loses it. Gallagher's hand pass is okay. Stevens is away. The Crows are away. Up towards Johnson on centre wing and Welch. It's Welch who decides to take it. Gives it to Byrne. Goes down to the half-forward line. Can the Crows make them pay? Tyson Edwards needs someone going past. Has it now in Byrne. Byrne inside 50. Needs a target. Perry's just come onto the ground. Couldn't control it. And there's a throw-in the right forward pocket.
We just wonder whether David Schwartz selected the right option when he went forward. He's got the ball at the 55-metre mark right in the corridor. He did see the player in the pocket free. Probably better to hold on to the ball and wait for an opportunity to open up.
Well, he's turned the ball over a few times trying to pass inside the 50. He could kick the ball from 50, have a shot on goal.
Nervous, tense times for those in the coach's box. Byrne gives it away. Rashudo, well tackled. McLeod keeps it in play. They need a mark. Well, Neitz almost took it. To the left. Coming back. Won't make the distance. A big pack of players. Where are the Rovers in front? It's all the Crows as McLeod, steady and cool, comes to Goodwin. Goodwin looks up towards centre wing. Woden, Jarman. The Rolls Royce marks in front. There's nothing in front of him, however. Just one player. He chips to Byrne. Byrne can just about seal the game. Goes away from White. Shoots towards goal and kicks the goal.
Insure your home and contents with the company you trust. Because life can be tough without your TV.
I can't shake the feeling I'm being followed.
Detective Snoopy, one of 4 new looks for Snoopy, Master of Disguise. Collect all 4 this week at McDonald's.
Yes, he can smile, James Byrne, because he has kicked the goal. It has just about sealed it for the Adelaide Crows. 14-10, plays 11-12. His first goal. As Tony said, he spent a lot of time on the bench, and he's come good at the right time. Walsh marks in opposition to Edwards. He's on half-back. Time now most certainly an enemy as far as the Demons are concerned. Nathan Brown kicked the goal in the second quarter. He goes to Leoncelli. Leoncelli comes inboard. Phoebe. To half-forward. It's got to be accurate here, and it's just chopped off. His target was young Ben Beams, but it was too easy for Hart and Co to chop it off. And the veteran follows it down, goes down towards the half-forward line. Perry sneaks away from Farmer just in time. Inside 50 once again, and the mark taken by Welch. Suddenly, it looks as though the Demon challenge has been halted. Scotty Welch.
I think they'll look back, Sandy, and their movement and slow movement in the forward line meant that they can get numbers back to Crows, and then the rebounders caused a few goals for them. And in the tight game, well, it was tight 5 minutes ago. It's been costly for them today, the D's.
Welch for number 3. Kicked 2 in the first quarter. He got them away to a flying start, and he can finish it, and he's done exactly that.
You've seen dramatic footage of great whites at work off our very own coastline.
Sharks can detect spilled blood from almost a kilometre away.
Tonight, explore the truth and explode the myths about sharks.
Most sharks we met were terrified of us.
Get up close and personal to the bizarre, the beautiful, and the one that got away.
A female aptly named Big Mama.
The Shadow of the Shark. Tonight, 6:30 on 7.
3 goals to Scotty Welsh.
If they were to make the finals, he's an important player because they have struggled to kick goals.
Just over a minute remaining. White in ruck. McLeod can't take it out of the middle. McDonald looks to, kicks them inside 50. A little bit of a shove there. Well, the umpire's found a high tackle. I thought it was a shove, but it's gone the way of Melbourne. They'll have to come back. Ben Hart just asking for an explanation on that. And John Harvey looking to give him one.
It's an important game, Sandy. I was probably understating the obvious today after a disappointing loss last week.
My word.
Having only won 4 of 9 at home for the season, they needed to come out today and make a real statement. It hasn't been clean or pretty for them, but
doesn't have to be, does it?
They've worked hard. They just needed a good, hard-working win.
It's just the 4 premiership points they want. Russell Robertson has kicked the goal. Robertson has his 3rd for the quarter.
Just not enough, early enough for the D's and their peripheral forwards. Bruce, Green and Robinson, as you can see there, free kick around the neck. Just need this to happen a bit earlier in the game.
He's their leading goal kicker now, Russell Robertson with 3. 16 points, the margin with a minute remaining. That's a high ball out of the middle, up towards half forward. Good mark by Phoebe. He certainly had plenty of the leather.
33 possessions.
And that was after a fairly quiet start. Comes wide to Brad Green. 2 goals to Brad Green, 1 in the 2nd, 1 in the 3rd. The lead is on. Smart a little late. It's slapped out the back. Again, the Crows have the numbers. Marsh does well. He gives it off to Tyson Edwards. Edwards looks to the outer side where Perry's made space and he takes the mark. Quite content now to hold that ball because the Crows are going to keep their finals hopes alive. Bickley very busy early on. He's had a good game. Chipping away with only seconds remaining. So the Crows, who've got matches coming up at Football Park, can certainly get a slice of the September action. Coach Gary Ayres would be happy. It wasn't always pretty, but it got the desired result. A 16-point margin in the end to Adelaide. 15-10, 100 to Melbourne, 12-12, 84. 16 points after the margin at halftime was 13 points. The D's, if they were to make the finals, had to win every game prior to today's match. So last year's grand finalists' finals aspirations for this year are gone. Dipper hasn't gone. He's down there on the ground. Let's go to him now.
I certainly have got Benny Hart with me. Well, your final chance is still there for you.
Yeah, it was a big game for us. Obviously, last week was pretty disappointing, especially our second half. And, you know, we wanted to come out and, I suppose, amend ourselves, and we've done that. It was a good win in the end, and, yeah, it keeps us alive. Yeah, pretty tough conditions today, one of those games. Yeah, I mean, they was pretty gusty, and they were certainly hard at it. And in the end, I think it was just the team who was harder for the longest, and today happened to be us. There's somebody called Jarman up the forward line. Yeah, he was great, wasn't he? He's back to a good old time, and he loves the G, doesn't he? And I don't know what he ended up with, 6 or 7, but, you know, he loves playing here, that's for sure. Disappointing last week, obviously. We've been on a bit of a roll, but such an important win just to sort of hang in there. Yeah, well, it does keep our chances alive, and I think it's good for the boys to give them a little bit of confidence, and, you know, hopefully we've got a big game next week now and take that confidence into there, and who knows what can happen. All right, Brent, thanks for joining us, mate. Go on, you did, mate.
And just to confirm for Ben Hart, it was 6 goals to the man in screen, Darren Jarman. He just continues to cruise on, Tony.
Yeah, it wasn't just the 6 goals either. I think he set up 2 or 3 by his foot disposal when he had the ball other times. He does love the G. He's had some great grand finals here. They're interesting now. If they do get to the finals, I don't see him going a long way, Tony McGuinness, but if they did, it'd have to be those senior players again who would take them through.
Yeah, they are really reliant on those senior players, and the majority of them play in the midfield, so it does give them a reasonable chance of winning games when you've got strong leaders in the midfield and win plenty of the football. But of course, at the end of the day, their forward-line structure is very reliant on Darren Jarman, and he's done the job for them of recent times. Terrific game today, 6 goals, and they keep their finals hopes alive, Sandy.
Ben Hart said we've got a big game next week. I think that's one of the understatements of the year. They play Port Adelaide.
Well, they're great games back home. Yeah. I mean, the Derby games, no matter where the two teams are on the ladder, it's been a couple of blowouts, but in general terms, they've been tight, tough, hard games. And I'd expect next week to be no different.
Port have had the better over the last couple of games, I think.
They have, but I think this one, of all the Derby games, is perhaps the closest one. The stakes are pretty high for both sides. Port Adelaide probably secure in the 8, looking for a top 4 spot. The Crows just outside the 8, looking for a final 8 spot. So stakes are pretty high for both sides in terms of where they want to be for September action.
It's going to be a huge game. As the boys head down there, you can see Andrew McLeod didn't kick a goal today. Scotty Welch booted 3. Jarman, as we said, booted 6. They were the major contributors. Singles to Byrne, Smart, Stevens, Marsh, Goodwin and Gallagher. As the boys get ready to give us their rendition of the club song. Gary is getting the boys in. No doubt about that. They are the pride of South Australia after that gutsy win. 16-point victors, 15-10 at 100, the Adelaide Crows. Melbourne, 12-12, 84.
Thirsty for some footy action? Sunday, August 5, the passion of the clash continues.
Just kicks it beautifully, a goal.
The Crows are looking to even the score with Port Power in South Australia's traditional head-to-head. Fast and furious football action. This will be the one to watch. West End, your thirst.
Is this where the Zoom things come from, Dad?
Can I help you?
Do you say Zoom things?
Sure do. If you listen quietly, you might hear one. Well, it's the best time to buy Protégé, Mr. Brown. Right now, they're just over 20,000, and we guarantee all new masters for 6 years with 6 years road assistance. Well, did you hear any Zoom Zooms?
Get a great, great deal from the great, great guys and drive a great Australian motor car.
After some alloy wheels, sir?
My wife's going to have a baby when she finds out.
Well, we do offer 9 months interest-free on alloy wheels, so you can buy now and pay no interest for 9 months.
9 months?
Yeah. Your wife could have the baby then.
9 months interest-free on all tyres and wheels. Limited time only. Call 132381 for your local store.
Great day for cricket.
Oh, well, isn't it?
He's seen them well. Right on the money that time. What a shot. What's the secret of a great player, Snow?
Well, Bill, it's knowing cricket's not just a part of life. It's a way of life.
Way of life. Wise words.
Turning young cricketers into champions. Make it happen.
Thankfully, a solution is just a phone call away to Stegbar. Save 23% off the range of Stegbar shower screens. You'll find real-life solutions at Stegbar that keep everybody happy.
Cute.
These gentle yet effective solutions were brought to you by Niall's gentle yet effective range of cough and cold medicines in supermarkets and pharmacies.
Where do you get the energy from? She's quite mad. Jan's also a great friend. I met some great new friends through Introline. Why wait? Ring them today.
Introline, you've got to have friends.
G'day. If you want new tyres fitted while you wait, just call 132381. Bow Repairs.
Get back to work, Dave.
Pro's top deals on tyres. Call 132381. That's 132381.
A for anticipation. A for abandon. A for attraction. A for acclaimed. A for Auf Wiedersehen. A for Audi. The all-new Audi A4. Smart thinking.
Adelaide led by 26 points at quarter time, 13 at half time, 22 at three-quarter time, and the eventual margin was 16 points, 100 to 84 in favour of the Crows. Major goal kickers, well, Darren Jarman, really the difference between the two sides. He booted 6, 3 of those in the first quarter. Scotty Welsh contributed 3. Whilst for Melbourne, Russell Robertson 3, all coming in the last quarter. Green, Bruce and Farmer each booted 2 goals. So round 17 well and truly underway. Another match being played this afternoon down at Shell Stadium. The Cats looking to keep their finals hopes alive against the Saints. Before we check on the scores, let's have a look at some of the highlights.
You're dead right, Jason. When you're going to switch the ball, I mentioned a couple of times, you've got to be able to play on. You can't be retarded from the opposition. You've got to be able to play on.
Melbourne. Bizzle finally found a way through. He kept on going, Bizzle, and he gets his man Kingsley, who plays on and still kicks the goal. Oh, dear. Riccardi wants him to kick it in long to him in the square. Kingsley leads for him. Better contact. Right to the line. Kingsley! Strong enough and kicks the goal. Might make him come back and kick it again. No, it's a goal. Quick kick from Young around the outer wing. Brett Boss. Gehrig wanted a handball initially. Now he can launch one. In for Everett again. And Wolf's down there. Big pack of players. Milne, camp where he should be, has the audacity to have a bounce and run in and put it through for another one. Raleigh, Begley, they do have big wraps on. Hall having to work back into it. Tried to get it. Everett with a chance off the left boot. He gets it through.
Highlights there from Shell Stadium. Now, some of you are taking a replay of that game a little bit later on. If you don't want to know the score, you know the drill. Look away now. And seeing who he picked as the best player on the ground here today, as the Crows are successful by 16 points.
Seven's Football Telecast is proudly brought to you by RAA Insurance, Mitre 10, Repco, Sip and Save, Ultratune, and Quet.
This news update is brought to you by the Commonwealth Bank. Make it happen.
Good afternoon. Prime Minister John Howard says the tough crackdown on narcotics is paying off. This vessel was under surveillance. Its crew allegedly offloaded a record ton of cocaine valued at $250 million onto a remote beach in the west. It's Australia's biggest ever drug haul. Swimming records are tumbling, but serious questions about the timing systems at the world titles. The full story at 6.
Nola finds the best ingredients to use in the perfect Asian dish.
We've discovered an Asian market tour.
Jane stops overnight at an historic Hills railway station.
These days, the old station offers much more.
John's Flinders Rangers tour.
We'll settle up in the Jackaroo and take you on a spin through some magnificent gorges.
Experiencing the mountains at their best.
So let's hit the road and have a look.
And the colours of South Australia. An exhibition with a personal touch by the artist. Discover, 5:30 on 7.
As a child, most of us remember playing on a Hills hoist
Made in South Australia over 50 years ago, it's been recognised by the National Trust and named on the Bank SA Heritage Icons list.
The Hills Hoist, a truly great South Australian product.
Now Moro, the great tasting olive oil from Spain, is available in convenient sprays, so you can control the amount you use. Perfect for barbecues, roasting and baking. Choose from pure, extra light or extra virgin. Try new Moro olive oil sprays.
Been waiting here for hours, mate.
Yeah.
Mate, I reckon we need some of those Viking bars.
Yeah.
You got the keys?
Yeah. Go for it.
Oh, new Viking with guarana! It's a chocolate bar with horns!
Kodak moments happen every day. And with Kodak Max, you don't have to worry about sunlight, low light, action, or still.
Share the moment, share the light.
Kodak Max. It's all you need to know about film.
With the power of a new V6 Ford Escape, you can.
No, we're not selling the car park, but this weekend only we are clearing $100,000 worth of quality tiles. Amazing savings. But if you get here on Sunday and the car park looks like this, you're too late. Tile Supply's giant car park sale, this Saturday and Sunday only.
The field's moving in for the final ball of the over. And after Australia's last boundary, you won't be sending down an easy one.
Travelex are proud to sponsor Australia's Ashes Tour. You may not know that we're the world's largest foreign exchange specialists.
Oh, it's a huge run-up. He's put everything he's got into this and... Oh! That must really hurt.
But you'd notice if we weren't there.
Dearie me, that will make his eyes water.
Oh, I'm exhausted. And you're mad.
But he's really a great friend. They say life's what you make it. Ring Introline today. Good friends are everything.
Oh, that's tough.
Introline. You've got to have friends.
Seven's football telecast is proudly brought to you by Bunnings Warehouse.
Good afternoon, glad you could join us for AFL winners and highlights from the match played at Shell Stadium this afternoon, where Geelong hosted St Kilda. Your commentators are Anthony Hudson, Jason Dunstall and Doug Hawkins. We pick up play at 5 minutes into the first quarter, and the scoreboard reads Geelong 1-1, the Saints yet to score.
Very low kick in, but it's okay. Saints have been better in first quarters than any other quarter during the year. They've won 7 of them. And given that they've won only 3 matches, they've usually started pretty brightly. Wolf is the target on the wing. And Ling, oh, he's paid the mark or the free kick?
He might have paid the mark.
He's done a pretty good job since he's come into the team in the last 3 or 4 weeks. Goes for Hamill. Riccardi to try and spoil. Hamill did all the bullocking work, but couldn't complete it with the mark. Callaghan is trying to get a run on the ball. So far, the Saints have not been able to see much of it. Neild slipping in nicely, trying to get back onto the right boot to kick it, which he does. Wobbles it. Capuano gets there.
A floater.
It just wobbled over David Clark's head, and he helplessly looked as the ball went into Capuano's arms. And a couple of the teammates, not too impressed. Brad Scholl, one of them.
I tell you what, he's a live wire, Stephen Milne. He created something out of nothing, but the kick was a genuine floater. Clark went to the front of the pack, which is where it looked like it was going, and all of a sudden it just drifted up and over his head, straight to the hands of Matty Capuano.
Well, here he comes from 25 metres out, directly in front. Capuano kicks pretty well for a goal. That's the Saints' first.
Well, you're dead right, Jason, about Stephen Milne under Malcolm Blight. Spend a fair bit of the time starting on the bench. But we know quite well he can be that live wire, as you said. Got enormous amount of ability, this youngster. I'm a huge rap for this fella, Stephen Milne, and I was surprised he was out of the St Kilda side. Obviously, he's back in the side this week. But once again, Matthew Capuano playing in front, got rewarded. Good football by the Saints.
Milne involved, and Capuano kicking his 3rd goal of the year for the Saints. So a reasonable start from both sides at Shell Stadium. Big leap from Mooney. He's just not timing those jumps well. Everett waiting down, gets them to 50 again. And the pressure on. Well taken by Melbourne. The handball was a bit scrappy. And to put the pressure on Ling. Wolf going in again. No, it's Knowles. He's well wrapped up. But he got it loose. Beetham trying to run onto it, which he does successfully. Floating it for Wolf. He's caught. Just gets the kick away. Again, Knowles puts the body on the line. And the Cats' defence able to lock it up for a bounce. Crowd trying to get involved and lift the Cats with a bit of a chant, but doesn't take on any great proportions at this stage. 1-1-7 to 1 straight 6. Thompson ended up doing the ruck work. Kilpatrick, Everett, Beetham. Didn't go the required distance. Callahan. Well, the way he acted, you thought he had a teammate out there, but it was only Enright, who also uses the boundary line to his advantage.
A bit going on between Enright and Spider too. Spider followed him. I dare say he had a few well-chosen words.
1-1-7 Geelong. St Kilda. 1 straight 6. Mooney. Everett got the tap. Thompson Ling right there beside him. And he's desperate again. It is interesting, isn't it, with the young players, when they first get the tagging roles, they just don't go anywhere off the player, do they?
No, they take direction very well. First opportunity, you give them the job to do, you do it to the letter of the law.
Mooney again being beaten in the ruck contest by Everett. Riccardi thought about going off the ground, but he did well in the end. O'Shoal, well, he looked like he was going to get caught. In the end, he did a pretty good job. Ling, somewhat dangerously, finds Sanderson, and the Cats have worked it through Milburn to Scarlett. Enright leads from around the boundary line. So does Bizzle. In the end, he had kicked to a pretty crowded area.
It's been about 140 metres to kick Bizzle.
To take the mark inside defensive 50 and kick it back to where it was about a minute ago.
They've got Riccardi in the middle if they can spot him.
Kent Kingsley goes for Riccardi. Has to get there with Aussie Jones right there as well. With Putter Hocking starting to bear down. Watch out, Aussie. He does watch out. And he gets past OK. Uses Delaney. And they've got it to the wing. So things starting to look a little bit more promising for the Saints. Kaczynski's kick is low and long. Scarlett couldn't mark it. Capuano in front. Gets paid.
Well, that's working that setup at the moment, isn't it?
Yeah.
You think when Matty Capuano's out on the ground, he's probably going to ruck with Everett going forward, but Everett has started in the ruck. Capuano's gone forward. He's already kicked one, and his height is certainly troubling Tom Harley and the rest of the Geelong defenders, and he's lining up for his second. It'll take a pretty good kick from just inside 50, but directly in front.
In the Mason, Jason, as well, when Gary Hocking gives chase, you do find an extra yard. Aussie Jones just found an extra yard up his sleeve. He did go very well when he got that ball.
Hasn't been a great goal kicker over the years, Capuano. 26 coming into today. But he's already kicked the opening goal for St Kilda, and he can put them in front at the 10-minute mark here, which he does, emphatically. Two goals to Matthew Capuano, and that's enough to give St Kilda a 5-point lead.
I'll tell you what, Hunter, you say he does emphatically. He's nearly kicked that with his shin, that one. That was the big instep that started outside the left-hand goalpost and came back. But it was a good kick from Delaney that found Kaczynski. And then, when in doubt, if you haven't got a clear lead on, kick it to your tall players up forward. And you can just see both Harley and Scarlett trying to punch. Couldn't do it. And a good straight kick from Matty Capuano. Well done, 2 goals to Capuano. I think the Saints will be pretty happy with that move early on.
Well, a good move when you think about it. As you mentioned, Barry Hall would have been the target we would have been thinking about up forward for the Saints. But the extra height is stretching Geelong's Harley and Scarlett combination.
He's trying to work out the moment with Aaron Hamill. He appears maybe to be trying to pick up Peter Riccardi as well, Jason. Maybe it could be Glenn Kilpatrick.
Kilpatrick's picking up
Hamill.
Yeah.
Ruck Rovin.
It's an interesting move too, isn't it? They have Hamill running on the ball. Whether he's got the ability to run all day, I guess We'll wait and see. He gets crunched as he kicks it. The umpire says it's okay. Melbourne dispossessed Hocking, who was strong and really put the physical pressure in there. The Saints standing up all right at this stage. They're going in pretty hard. Young on shoal that time, and a ball up the result.
This Riccardi now pushing back here, picked up by Aussie Jones. Changed on the ball there with Gary Hocking. Peter Riccardi. And going deep too, matter of fact, to the goal square next to Ben Graham is Peter Riccardi.
So the Saints have started well. Everett gets the tap. Got Knowles. Beetham. Harley in good position here with Hall, and Harley judged it pretty well. Able to take the relieving mark for the Cats. Barry Hall up and leaving the scene of the crime. Hocking leads from at centre-half back, but he goes out to a contest on the wing. More Cats than Saints. No mark to Melbourne, but he's going to get a free kick. He looks up, he's got Scarlett on the wing, pushing forward, can use him, and Clark can run past for the handball, or Scarlett can go himself. Graham, Riccardi waits in the square with Ollie Jones, goes for Bizzle instead. Good kick, and an excellent lead from Clint Bizzle, who's quick to get up and have a look, see if he's got somewhere else to kick to, but he hasn't. It's a fairly tight pocket from there, goes for Graham, and well done.
Just watching Barry Hall on that occasion, got caught about 40 metres away from his opponent with Matthew Scarlett. As you called that, I think he was having a bit of a push and shove after Harley had taken that mark deep in the fence. Barry Hall got caught out on that occasion.
Ben Graham, 2 goals last week. He's kicked 21 for the year. And this should favour his left foot from about 40. Only 2 steps, but that's all he needed to get balanced and kick the goal.
Yeah, just wonder the Geelong back line now is starting to get a bit of run out of their back line with Scholl down there. You've got Tim McGrath that's back in a bit of touch, who spent a fair bit of time early in the season with the VFL. There's Matthew Scarlett. His opponent was Barry Hall, got caught about 40 metres behind. Great signs too for the catch with Clint Bizzle prepared to play in front of his opponent Justin Platt. But good stuff by Bizzle as well.
Well, Geelong have been slow starters this year in their opening quarters. The Saints, as I mentioned earlier, have been pretty good in their opening terms. And the margin is 1 point in Geelong's favour. The umpire letting it go for a long time there. Eventually a bounce. Spider Everett. Free kick for hanging on. Going to Everett. Does appear to have the edge in the ruck over Mooney just at this early stage. Low kick. Wasn't too bad delivery. Knowles too hot for him. Charging through Hamill. Ran into Gary Hocking. That's not bad for a tough sandwich, is it? Hocking and Hamill.
If there's one thing you like about Aaron Hamill, look, he certainly hasn't reached the heights this year that he did at Carlton last year. But one thing that never wanes is his approach on the footy and his aggression at the ball. And that's just something that a coach couldn't ask more of him.
Well, Mooney gave the Cats use of the ball that time in right on the end of the Hocking handball. Guides it for Ronnie Burns. Burns in for his 3rd kick. Looks up, get Riccardi leading to the left. And he, in the end, carried it. Played on. Kilpatrick had to wait before he kicked it. Cameron Ling spotted up. Takes the mark. And he'll certainly let Andrew Thompson know about that.
Well, a few of them are. Ben Graham ran down and told him. But I'll tell you right now, one thing that does happen is when you're tagging a player, if you're a key player and you're getting tagged, when he leaves you, you have a tendency to let him go. And so tag is a great option to push forward into holes in the forward line and be used, because the person they're tagging is so happy to get rid of them, they don't always work on them defensively.
Well, that's what happened last week too for Ling against Ben Cousins, and he's hoping to do the same this afternoon. 2nd goal for Cameron Ling. Cats leading by 7.
Sevens football telecast, proudly brought to you by West End Draft, the Snoopy Master of Disguise collection, and Mitsubishi Motors, driving your world.
It's the Small Dog Track and Field Challenge with commentator Dr. Katrina Warren Trackside.
This is a disaster for the champion.
Who will win gold?
What an outstanding jump.
Who will set new records?
Look at the determination on that little fluffball's face.
The Harry's Practice Track and Field Challenge, Sunday 6:30. Then...
Coconut, mincemeat and capers. Doesn't sound like a meal. But with a few little extras, it'll be a meal fit for an Olympic pentathlete.
Surprise!
Surprise Chef, Sunday at 7.
Join the 7 Networks and Forward for an in-depth interview with the Honourable Kim Beazley MP, Leader of the Opposition, at the next Australia-Israel Chamber of Commerce Business Luncheon, midday Wednesday, August 1st, at the Adelaide Entertainment Centre. The luncheon provides a unique forum for the development of professional relationships within the community of Adelaide's decision-makers. It's part of the 7 News Election Countdown series. Phone for details or visit the website.
Good for breakfast, but for even longer lasting energy, you've got to be made of Milo.
Casual Living Furniture has taken delivery of an exciting new range of sofas in today's modern styles, colours, fabrics and leather. Whether it's a 2 or 3-seater, Casual Living Furniture has a sofa to suit your decor. Casual Living Furniture, Keswick, Marion and Enfield.
Sound all too familiar? Thankfully, a solution is just a phone call away to Stegbar. Save 23% off the range of Stegbar shower screens, including this great special. And save 23% off Stegbar's stylish built-in wardrobes. Look at this price. You'll find real-life solutions at Stegbar that keep everybody happy.
Oh, what else is on?
Here we are in wine country, where there's an abundance of vineyards.
The Honda CR-V, the most versatile car you'll see on television.
Trying to play on for the car. I will. He's coming back.
We're trendy. We're traditional. We're leather. We're recliners. With stock ready to go now at the lowest price or it's free. Discount Lounge Centre, Ranella, Parafield and Keswick.
If you want a complete financial service, investment, lending, insurance and more, a service handled professionally by caring people so your money is secure, talk with the people at Patrick Whelan Investments, because at Patrick Whelan's, more than 30 people will be looking after you. Professional, fully qualified people will take care of all your financial needs so your money works hardest and you'll have a secure future. Phone for an appointment. Patrick Whelan Investments. Professional, caring, secure.
Let's go back to Shell Stadium now for some second quarter action. It's 10 minutes in and the Cats lead by 13 points.
Well, they controlled it pretty well. Aussie Jones trying to switch, but didn't have a clear path.
Keep running.
Yep, Kaczynski's got a run for him. He doesn't. He goes short for a Rewald instead. Does give the Cats time to man up, and poor Rewald had nowhere to go.
That's it.
Kick was smothered. Hudson, good kick that time. Now maybe they can do something with it. Beat them through the middle, went for Milne, too much on it. Letting themselves down.
That's the area. The half-forward line's killing him at the moment, Saints.
Sanderson had lots of options away to his left. Mitchell White, McGrath, Bizzle. Good build-up. They kept on running. Mitchell White measures the pass, it's good. And Graham accepts it gleefully.
Jason, just get enough football at the moment. The Saints are starting to get the ball out of the centre, as Richard Osborne said at the start of the first quarter. But as you say before, you're just breaking down at centre half forward. You've kept your run at Barry Hall pushing back deep. Aaron Hamill has to be the man to go there at centre half forward. Has to be.
Graham kicked a goal in the opening quarter. His second mark, spears it, and spears it through. Geelong's fifth.
Well, he's only had the 2 goals, 2 kicks, 2 goals, Ben Graham.
certainly Fraser Garrick making life tough for him, but he just got caught doubling back, and Graham propped and went on the short lead and managed to take a pretty simple mark in the end. A lot better system as the ball's coming forward, more options for Geelong, and Mitchell White just chipping it into space.
There's Kingsley off too, Jason, at the moment for the Cats, and David Menchon for his first run.
5-3 plays 2-2 at Shell Stadium. Cats with the only goal of the second quarter. Mooney wins the tap. Down to Hocking. Good hands. Gave some space for Enright to work in. He hoiked it back, looking for the sprint of Riccardi. And the hands were, well, I thought they were good initially, but they were intercepted by Delaney. And Aussie Jones has worked really hard. 8 possessions for Rewald. Good mark. Enright committed himself, and the handball was an error. Matthew Young just delayed his handball long enough to get Thompson. Now Pickett. The lead comes from Hall. Capuano.
Great kick.
Callahan was the man. And it was a good kick. Capuano into the square. He can kick to him, and this should be a St Kilda goal. Manny Capuano for his third goal.
Well, they can all thank Justin Pickett for that. He broke on the far side. He was weighing up the options. Capuano actually led straight at him, as did a couple of others. But he squared it up, came right back to the other side. He found Craig Callaghan all on his own in space. I mean, he couldn't believe it when he looked up and found Capuano in the square on his own.
And he's kicked all their goals, and that's 3. Just keeps them in touch. 13 points the margin halfway through the second quarter.
Yeah, just talking about the St Kilda half-forward line. Looks like here what Grant Thomas and the match committee have done. They've got Pickett, as we know quite well, has been that running half-back pocket-type player, Matthew Young. Looks like when the ball comes in there, they're fighting quite to keep the footy into the forward line. Is a big plus here for the St Kilda forward line. Here we are, as you said before, Jason Callahan as well.
Paul just coming out to centre forward as we speak.
They need a marking option, don't they? Simple as that.
5-3 plays 3-2. 13 points the margin. Everett wins the tap. Released it, Beetham. Back to Everett. Good tight work though, the Cats escaping. Ronnie Burns playing on the ball now. Good looking kick for Riccardi. Just bounced in front of him. And Jones, who's got his hands full with Riccardi, but is working pretty diligently. Burns trying to go back. Wolf, good interception. Suddenly a bit of spark about the Saints. The ball out of bounds.
But no problem, Dougie. If St Kilda want to go with a small half-forward line, that's fine. You've got to change the style of play. That means you've got to chip it short and then kick it long to the full forward line and have the Crummers go there. But at the moment, they were just kicking it long to Smalls, weren't they?
Yep.
Oh, desperate stuff from Gary Hocking. Again, Aussie Jones on Riccardi. Kilpatrick went again. They're a pretty strong combination when Kilpatrick and Hocking are on top of their game.
Certainly under pressure, the Saints defence, but he is working tirelessly, Aussie Jones.
Kent Kingsley. He hasn't quite found the touch that he had last week. Everett the tap, but Kilpatrick roved it, put it into space for White. Rewald didn't come at him, so he had time. Mitchell White. Did he kick it out on the full? No, he didn't. He certainly got a good shove into the fence for his efforts. Maybe a graze on the elbow.
A couple of kids have been okay too, Jason. As you mentioned, the back line of St Kilda. Of course, Ollie Jones has been very good. Young Rewald's been okay. He's had 5 kicks. And Kosicki's had 6 and 4. He's been pretty good marks and half back as well.
Heavy work done by the Geelong ruckman and also by Bissell. Comes down to Burns. High one. Was it touched off the boot? Doesn't really matter now. Hocking's so strong. Good desperation by the Geelong players in the air. Kilpatrick for Bissell. Flat with the spoil. Was he over the shoulder? It certainly appeared to be over the shoulder. His arm is still around his neck.
It was a little high, wasn't it? Perhaps it was just resting there.
Well, it wasn't a vigorous tackle around the neck. You wouldn't say that, but you would have to say that the arm is around the neck.
They actually both locked there briefly, didn't they?
Yeah, they did. So maybe it was a fair decision after all.
Free kick to Spider. Milne off. Begley on for his first run for the Saints. Gone to a half-forward flank.
Max Hudson. Well, flat. Had no one around him, so he had the time to recover.
Yeah, see, they've made no ground with 2 kicks there, and they haven't opened up the other side of the ground by switching play, so they're the sort of kicks that are actually quite useless for St Kilda.
Hudson.
Hawk, I'm not too sure about that move. Young Milne's one of the only ones, apart from Capuano, that's been lively up forward.
Absolutely, Oz.
Hamill pumping it in there long. Capuano looks the man most likely for the Saints. Paul just can't get a sniff of it at the moment, can he?
No, didn't have a kick.
Yep, hasn't had a cut. Scarlett working well, as is this man. Kilpatrick onto the wing, as is this man. Kenny Hocking coming in for his 10th possession. Oh, it's a shocker. One of the worst he's ever done in his long career. Callahan takes the mark.
Just going through the motions here, the Cats. I've got no doubt about that. It's one of these games where they expect you to win.
But there's a bit at stake, Hawks.
Yeah, no doubt, Jason.
You'd be desperate, wouldn't you?
Yeah, but it appears that way. They're just going through the motions.
Speak for yourself, Dougie. Barry Hall goes backwards to Rewalt. He takes the mark.
He had pegged out wide. He can go over
Capuano for his fourth. Oh, no,
well done.
Quite. Worked hard after he got dumped.
Oh, now that's a lucky decision.
Advantage or Rewalt. Was there any advantage? You wouldn't have thought so. Rewalt worked it back towards goal. It's a tough call for the umpire in that situation.
Well, I thought it was a lucky free kick to start with, so maybe that's justice.
But really, I mean, whether it was a lucky one or not,
it certainly wasn't.
No advantage. He's the right footer. Simple as that. Look, the kick was right, Joe. She's very lucky to hit the free kick there, man.
That was a shocking free kick.
Yeah.
It just went to his knees.
Yeah, it wasn't lucky. It was shocking. Mitch. Scholl.
They certainly haven't impressed Geelong, have they? You would think they're playing for a spot in the 8th. They had the opportunity to come out and put St Kilda away early and turn it into a very impressive win. And all they've done is create a pretty hard afternoon's work for themselves.
The margin stands at 12 at the moment, so some credit must go to the Saints. Everett got the tap. Scholl ducked ahead and therefore didn't get a free kick. He was battered in there. Kilpatrick likewise, the umpire letting it all go. Scholl onto the wing, Capuano versus Graham, who was pretty aggressive, Graham, but Capuano wins the footy, gets it inside. Milburn takes the mark on the second attempt. Barry Hall pretty late on the scene, gets a little word from the umpire. Cats are breaking already. Short, dangerous. Has to go in and try and make amends.
On the ball.
You've got to be kidding me.
No, wait till you see the replay, Jace.
Yeah.
It was a bit high second time.
The second bloke in, I thought he should have got pinged first up, though, Ozzy.
Yep, you're right. It was the second one that was high.
Valinda win.
Kazitsky. Oh, went for Capuano. He missed. Kilpatrick, quick kick in. Geelong got an extra man here. If Graham could release the handball, he couldn't.
Gary.
So the pressure has been good from the St Kilda defence. Kazitsky gets a call from Delaney. It was a dangerous one. Fizzle lined him up. He lined him up, Clint Fizzle.
I'll tell you what, they're going at it hard.
They go to the Saints, yeah, both sides.
And St Kilda, they understand that they're in this and they are having a red-hot crack. It mightn't be pretty, but it's tough and hard.
Well, it suits them to be that way, doesn't it? If it's a game all locked up, maybe they've got a chance. Peckett. He took them on, the old don't argue. Wolf. Hocking. And Hamill. Two of the tough nuts. Had to kick quickly, Hamill. Callahan is a goal kicker. He was just about within range. Everett and Mensch. Free kick. Free kick to the Spider. Advantage paid. Hall kicks the goal.
Yep.
And they're right in it.
You've seen dramatic footage of great whites at work off our very own coastline.
Sharks can detect spilled blood from almost a kilometre away.
Now, enter their world in Shadow of the Shark, tonight, 6:30 on 7.
The blue lake's what we ordered, wasn't it?
If you've ever taken on a big job around the house,
Well done. It's on plaster and there are holes.
you'll know that getting the right advice
Got to start with that.
is what really saves you money.
It's good value and there's a great range of colours.
And a whole lot
They're
more.
washable. They come in a whole range of colours also.
Because the only thing better than knowing you did it yourself
But I knew you could.
is knowing how much you saved.
Thirsty for some footy action? Sunday, August 5, the passion of the clash continues.
Just kicks it beautifully.
The Crows are looking to even the score with Port Power in South Australia's traditional head-to-head. Fast and furious football action.